What up, brother? We are
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
doing well. We're gonna try this again. Now it's 3:10 a.m., but we're gonna try this again. This time, you guys, if you caught us live, then you're gonna catch the second half. If you haven't, then we did an hour of pretty decent content. I would have to say that YouTube's just on the algorithm, just on fucking bullshit. So
Bullshit.
I
Yeah.
really don't have the fucking time, but hopefully they decide to let us get some shit off. What's up, Candy? How you doing?
Hey,
Welcome back.
Candy.
Sorry, I ended it because there's no point, and it's already feeling that way now. But let's see what I got going on here. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just get straight into it this time. Ryan, I'm sure there's gonna be some space shit in here. It's gonna get, I think it starts off with politics though. There we go. Let's go. Let's try. Let's see what happens, bro.
All right.
Otherwise, I might not be back. Hey, Marley's sitting right next to me. He just sat down. Stop bitching. I gave him some turkey.
Hello, Vice President Vance.
How you doing?
Good. I have a question. Do you condone large private corporations such as Palantir hoarding data caches on U.S. citizens?
No, I don't condone it. And here's the thing. So I get asked about Palantir a lot because there's this internet meme out there that somehow I am super in bed with Palantir. And here's the thing that I'd say about this. Palantir is a private company. They sometimes do a useful service, and sometimes they're going to do things that we don't like. You should be demanding that your representatives do two things when it comes to Palantir or when it comes to any other technology company. Number one, protecting your data. What's going on with artificial intelligence is going to mean that there are massive inducements to steal your data, to harvest it, and to use it against you to sell digital advertisements. That is not what I believe in, and I've been fighting against it, whether it's Palantir or any other technology company, literally before I ran for office. When I ran for office, I was criticized by Republicans in my Republican Senate primary because I was talking then about Google and Facebook harvesting our data. It's unacceptable. I don't care who does it. I don't want them to do it. Number two, and this is also very important, what's going on with artificial intelligence, we got to be worried about large-scale surveillance, okay? Everything. You asked about Palantir. Do you know that every time you make a credit card transaction, the credit card companies are collecting data on how you spend your money? Do you know that every time you linger over a link on the internet for more than a half second, the search engines are collecting data on you so that they can sell you advertisements? One of the biggest questions for American policy over the next 10 years is how to ensure that you are a sovereign citizen. And you cannot be a sovereign citizen if any private corporation or any government can steal something from you that belongs to you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After Ross Douthat basically asked, are you the Antichrist? Are you
Loki,
seeing
are you the
any of this in the
Antichrist? He's
mirror?
like, well,
It's giving Antichrist.
well, and this is the thing, is like, okay, if your fear is a totalitarian one world government,
Yes.
nothing creates a possibility of that more than the technology that like a Palantir is developing. And we see this.
It's kind of funny because I always argued and said that Antichrist would be like a conglomerate, like some New World Order stuff. I was like, it's gonna be one person. But now it seems like there are a lot of people been saying that shit.
Let's speak up a little bit
Right
more.
now in our country.
This gets into the very famous verse from Revelation describing the Antichrist. And it is eerie. I understand why people right now have their sort of the goosebumps when you read this, because this is from Revelation. It says, the beast also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. So Revelation is really, again, it's the sort of dream prophecy, and you can project a million different things onto it, and people take really literally certain things out of it and say, this is what's happening right now, world is ending right now, it's about to be the rapture. Even the rapture itself is something that you can take really literally, and not everybody believes in. But this is a very specific prophecy. They could not buy or sell unless they had the mark. Receive a mark on their right hands or their foreheads, so they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark.
And I'm just going to piggyback off of that conversation, Brian. We're talking about AI and an important collaboration between Palantir and NVIDIA, the fact that they're joining forces not to just analyze data, but actually to provide business decisions. And Alex, I'm actually going to start with you, the CEO of Palantir, just to explain, does that mean no human intervention?
It's cheaper, it's faster, and obviously they have one of the world's top tech teams, and we work very well with them.
So Jensen, just in regards to that collaboration, then who would actually be procuring the hardware? Is this like a company like Lowe's? Do they have to put the upfront cost, with their existing GPUs, and then working with Palantir? Is that how it works? Or
first of all, it's amazing to think that the Palantir ontology platform has achieved all of this, and they're the fastest enterprise growing platform in the world. In a lot of ways, it gives enterprises what we all want, which is intelligence and the ability to make good decisions fast. And now we're going to supercharge it with NVIDIA's accelerated computing for the first time. And so NVIDIA's CUDA accelerated computing is going to get integrated. We're going to be able to put NVIDIA's AI libraries on top of that, and open source model that we're working on together into the ontology platform. And you'll run it in the cloud, any cloud, or you run it on-prem, or even a private cloud. And so, as you know, NVIDIA runs everywhere. And so you could buy a server from HP or Dell. You could be in another country and you want to set up your own private cloud. We got no trouble with that. And so it doesn't matter. We run everywhere, and Palantir runs everywhere.
But you're talking about the future then.
So I think this idea that AI is going to take jobs is going to change everyone's job. That's for sure. But I think it's going to make companies more productive. We're more productive today because of AI.
All right, let's go ahead and
next, the Antichrist.
Up next, the Antichrist. Let me let you set this one up. I mean, I'll give you the bare bones. Let's put this up on the screen from the Washington Post. So Peter Thiel, we all know and love, he gave this series of 4 private lectures, like 2 hours each.
About the Antichrist. Remember that South Park just recently? Shit was hilarious.
You had to agree that they were off the record and not to record, blah, blah, blah. Well, they got leaked. The audio got leaked to the Washington Post, so they wrote up this piece. They say, inside billionaire Peter Thiel's private lectures, warnings of the Antichrist and U.S. destruction. Tech billionaire, they write, Peter Thiel recently warned that Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and critics of technology, or AI, are, quote, legionnaires of the Antichrist. In private lectures on Christianity that connected government oversight of Silicon Valley to an apocalyptic future. In the 4 roughly 2-hour lectures, which began last month, Thiel laid out his religious views to a sold-out audience told to keep the contents off the record, according to an event listing. He argued those who propose limits on technology development not only hinder business, but also threaten to usher in the destruction of the U.S. in an era of global totalitarian rule, according to the recordings. Now, for a guy who, helped found Palantir and is invested in this whole world, very convenient that he sees any sort of infringements on technological development as helping to usher in the Antichrist. And there's also...
I can see that, though, because all the technology is pretty much harnessed fucking entities.
I mean, there's a lot that's really noteworthy about this, too. I mean, the fact that he, it's explicitly religious and Christian in a Silicon Valley setting where that hasn't always been the association. I know from listening to some of the other things that he said publicly, you sent me some of the lectures that he'd given or the talks that he'd given previously, that he also likes to connect it to, okay, well, even if you're not religious, like there's a secular concern about the end of the world. You can think about nuclear weapons. You could think about climate crisis. You could think about AI. But he believes that while AI development is dangerous, that the risks of not developing AI are more dangerous and will lead you potentially down the path as legionnaires of the Antichrist to an era of global totalitarian rule. So a very convenient set of beliefs for him to hold.
Right. So Peter Thiel has started over the last year framing this in explicitly biblical Christian theological terms by focusing in on the catechon, which is from Second Thessalonians. I'll get into that a little bit more. We can put F1 up on the screen. This is the Washington Post article on a sort of
Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist.
leaks from a lecture that Thiel gave in San Francisco, but he has been doing these lectures in multiple different places. And one of the interesting parts of this Post article, there's been a Wired article on some leaks that came out. You're seeing this drip into the media in recent months. He did this long interview with Ross Douthat. We're going to get into that as well. In fact, we actually already covered this too, because as you said at the top of the show, Crystal, anytime someone with the power that Peter Thiel has starts talking like this, you have to pay attention. Here's a pretty representative encapsulation of the Thiel argument. We can go ahead and roll F2, and then we'll do some more breakdowns.
I think it was Ivan Illich who said that before, in the time before Christ, there were many forerunners to Christ. In the time after Christ, there'll be many forerunners of the Antichrist. So in some sense, it's a type. So Nero was a type of the Antichrist, or maybe Napoleon was a type of the Antichrist. And it's sort of a, it's someone who aspires for world domination, to create, the creation of this sort of one world state. In some ways, Alexander the Great was sort of a pre-Christ prototype of the Antichrist. It's sort of very parallel to Christ. They both die at 33. Alexander conquers the world. Christ saves it. So sort of a compare and contrast. So, but in some sense, the Antichrist as an idea is something that really comes into being in the world after Christ. And so there's and then there's a lot of things about it that are mysterious. In some ways, the Antichrist copies Christ. The Antichrist pretends to be greater than Christ, hyper-Christian, ultra-Christian, and then maybe only ultimately, deeply anti-Christian. You can think of it as a system, where maybe communism is a one-world system. So it can be an ideology or a system. And then of course, you can also think of it as Newman did, where it's sort of the final dictator of the one world state, where it's still, you stress it more as a person. You can think of it as a type, a system, a person. How does a sort of world takeover actually happen? And it's kind of not a deus ex machina, but like a daemonium ex machina. It's like the Antichrist just gives these hypnotic speeches where nobody can remember a word, and then sort of just swindles people's souls out of them, and they submit to this totalitarian state or something like this. And I think if we were to speculate on how to solve that plot hole, we have an answer in the world after 1945, that people are in 1900, early 20th century, people were not yet scared of apocalyptic weapons. They could not imagine, anything of the scale that we'd have by the second half of the 20th century. And so the Antichrist takes over by talking about Armageddon.
The Antichrist takes over by talking about Armageddon. Now, Ross Douthat, in his interview with Peter Thiel, which we covered earlier, picked up on what many of you are picking up on after hearing Peter Thiel say the Antichrist talks a lot about Armageddon while he's been on a year-long tour talking about Armageddon. Let's roll the next clip.
Wouldn't the Antichrist be like, great, we're not going to have any more technological progress, but I really like what Palantir has done so far, right?
Yeah,
isn't that a concern? Wouldn't that be the irony of history would be that the man publicly worrying about the Antichrist accidentally hastens his or her arrival?
There are all these different scenarios. I obviously don't think that that's what I'm doing.
To put it charitably, that was a pregnant pause after Ross Douthat basically asked, are you the Antichrist? Are you seeing any of this?
He can't be the Antichrist because not a damn person believes him, bro. Come on.
In the mirror. It's giving Antichrist.
And this is the thing. It's like, okay, if your fear is a totalitarian one world government.
Yes.
Nothing creates a possibility of that more than the technology that like a Palantir is developing. And we see this right now in our country. Like part of the threat of the Trump administration's, fascist tactics and goals is that the technology is there now. Like in a way that it wasn't after 9/11. There were incredible owners restrictions, like assault on civil liberties. That was all there, but we did not have the level of tech that we have now to actually be able to sweep up all of our social media communications and give us all, credit scores and put us all on the list of, oh, you don't like Trump, so you might low key be a terrorist. Like that all exists now in a way it didn't before, in part because of someone like Peter Thiel.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. Who's in the chat? Anybody? I'll say hi to what's up to anybody before I end this. Is there anybody in here, right?
Is there anybody out there?
Ain't this crazy, bro? Like real talk.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at it going, like,
So am I. Uh,
it like push it through nothing. Like I'm gonna go ahead and do something real fast. Do something real fast. So I'm not saving this shit. I'm posting this shit. Let's see if there's anything I could do. If there's anything. Is there even anybody in here, dude?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. Is there anybody in here? I see two, but that's what it says on mine. Mine's always messed up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just seeing if it has it on subscriber mode only. Well, I don't fucking know.
Definitely not the same person there, Alfonso.
Let me see what we got. What do you mean not the same person? About what?
Alfonso said there's a conspiracy theory that me and Walking are the same person.
Could be. I would be. Dan Ash. Who the fuck's Big Dick Dana? Big Dick Dana? Who the fuck's that? Oh, Dana? 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 Big Dick Dana? Who the fuck's Big Dick Dana? The fuck? Who's Big Dick Dana, bro?
Not Big Dick Randy.
Big Dick Randy. Bro, that new one was fucking hilarious. That Big Dick Randy shit was funny. Tim, I heard a conspiracy that Ryan and one. You know, they're very similar. Alfonso. They're very similar.
No, we're not.
They wear each other's hockey jersey. Sometimes I get confused too.
No.
Where the hell's Walking? Anyways.
I don't know.
Comes and goes like a damn gypsy. Like, damn. They share the same assholes. Yeah. Dude, I seen a story, yo. I seen a story. Speaking of sharing the same asshole, bro.
What?
I seen a story. You guys all remember the conjoined twins that look all fucking. You know what I'm talking about? The twins that are joined together. They're both males. No.
Man.
I'm gonna have to pull up this story, dude.
Oh man. No. God. I remember this.
Dude, you don't know what happened. What's going on now? So,
oh boy.
These two twins, all right? They're like kind of like goofy looking. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's done. Here it is, dude. I'll play it. Fuck, dude. Let's see if I can play it. Fuck you, Facebook. Don't make me log in. Yes. All right. Dude, yo. I'm about to fight. Yo, this is worth sticking around for. We'll clip this shit if anything, yo. Yo, so there's two fucking dudes that are connected at the shoulder, and let's just see what problem they have. Y'all gonna trip at this shit, yo. Y'all gonna trip at this shit, bro. What up, last one? What's going on? What's up, mean bong hoi hi? Dai sky makai. Gosh, here we go, guys. Dude, here we go.
That's the case with these conjoined twins. One likes girls and the other doesn't. But would they cope with this chaos behind closed doors? This is the truth behind the viral story. The photo that circulated online shows Donnie and Ronnie Gallion, the twins joined at the abdomen. They shared organs like the intestine and their reproductive system, making any attempt of separating them impossible. This condition happens once every 200,000 births, so they were considered famous. However, this photo sparked a terrible controversy. The brothers learned from a very young age to coordinate their limbs, shaving each other, walking, and even playing baseball. But would they be able to share their backside? Unlike his brother.
Yo, one takes it yes, the other doesn't, but they share the same ass, bro.
Oh, I almost spit my ginger ale everywhere.
Even shit.
Are you serious, bro?
I would have thought I would have brought this up right now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Dark truth. Technically, the Gallions already shared everything, because even though one of them controlled the organs to go to the bathroom, they always ended up doing it together. So, what about every time their tool would get hard? Well, the same thing. They played in cooperative mode. The brothers managed to agree to move forward. But how would they handle sharing the emergency exit of their bodies when one of them didn't like it that way? We must accept that there are, things that can only be done separately. And I'm not talking about watching different TV shows, but rather talking about the flame of passion. Some conjoined twins have confessed to playing under the sheets with their twins' permission.
Oh God, dude.
Some even went on to have children. But the Galleons had very different
Hit
tastes.
the like, share, and subscribe.
Look at the ice cream fucking cone, bro. He's like, all right. He's like, all right. He's like, all right, brother Galen, I'm about to fuck. Our ass is about to get tore the fuck up. I'm so sorry, dude. Like, just watch this fucking cartoon. You'll be okay. This is crazy.
Oh my God, dude.
Donnie was in charge of saluting the flag because he had the most control over the muscles in that area. So we can assume that in an action situation, he would have to activate the power center, even if he wasn't taking the lead. However, Donnie and Ronnie never openly dated. The school banned their entry, and they weren't near girls their age. Nonetheless, that wouldn't stop their urges. The brothers worked most of their lives in the circus and fairs as attractions where they met a lot of people with strange tastes.
Dude, Ryan, I can see you totally at this motherfucking fair.
Nets and the other blondes, so they took turns being with them. They could have brought children into the world without any problem thanks to having a shared little soldier in perfect working condition. However, they never got to third base. There's no certainty about whether it was due to insecurity or lack of opportunities, but the brothers remained that way for over 60 years. This was until Ronnie confessed to his brother that he liked men and wanted to lose his virginity with their nurse. But the conjoined twins only...
Good dickhead.
Hell, is it? Yo, you can't make this up, dude. What in the hell? Flying shit.
Read what look what Alfonso wrote.
Alfonso, Tim, tell me those two twins don't look like Ryan. Dude, hey, very much. It very well could be, dude. That's what made me think of it, dude. He said shared asshole, and then I thought of Ryan and fucking Walker.
This is nuts.
I mean, literally.
refused to share the part where the sun never shines. That reaction isn't surprising. However, this statement was said to be part of a rumor that stemmed from the unfortunate angle of a photo. The twins
Did homie just get a kiss from both of them on his way
What
out?
the hell, bro?
Oh, dude.
He said, what the hell is this?
their younger brother. The twins passed away at 68 years old, completely pure, and became the longest living conjoined twins in the world.
Steve.
A tough life for sure, but we could say they were each other's soulmates. Always be eager to know more.
There you go. Be eager to know more. Well said, son. Well fucking said. Can you say hello to my sister D's nuts? What's up, dog? Adam, what's good with you, man? Steve, so they had to share dick. Basically, bro. That's what I so having to share an ass. There really is people out there that had to share an asshole. These nuts. What up, homie? Yeah, they really had to share that ass, bro. They weren't playing around, dude. Like, could you imagine, though, man? Could you imagine that shit? How the hell do you even come to that conclusion? As like, you would think being conjoined brothers, you both like, oh yeah, I can't stand them, you know what? Or they both wanted, but it seemed like they both were a little zesty because they both got a kiss goodbye. Like, I mean, I can't believe I just saw that, bro.
I'm just trying to think how you share. I mean, wait a minute. No, the asshole thing's got me.
Yeah, I mean they got the same, you know.
They got the same nuts, but do they don't have the same asshole, right?
Messed up. This is gonna sound messed up. No, I can't even talk about it on here, but I don't know how to even, bro. I don't even know how to do it like that. But like, dude, think of another story.
Find this one.
What's that?
Oh my God, where did you find this?
I fucking saw it and was laughing my ass off one day, and I just kept it in the back of my head, like, yo, that shit was funny. Like, I don't know. I've got a lot of those stories. I just don't do these shows no more. I don't like that, be laughing my ass off, bro. Like, that's what I like to do. Anybody else got any funny fucking stories, dude? I got another good one. Hold on, let me see if I can find it, bro. This dude got kidnapped by a chick and a tranny, bro. And yo, you gotta see this shit. You gotta see this shit, bro. You gotta see it. I don't know if I'll be able to find the story though. Let me see though.
Chick and a tranny, huh?
Yeah, it was a dude, but dude, the story's too much for me. So yeah, they did the Olga thing to him. They like
what?
Yeah, dude.
Adam.
Let's see. Trust me, when you see this shit, you can't even. Oh, see, this is gonna take me down a super fucked up rabbit hole to try to find this. Nah, I'm not going down it because it's taking me down like way too much weird stuff. Good dude. I'm not on that. I don't give a fuck that much. Oh. I ain't trying to see it, dude. I'm just not trying to see it. That's all. Just like Family Guy said, who wants to smell it? Who wants to taste it? Right. Look, we all want to like see what's going on. Like we want to see what's going on under the curtain sometimes. I know Ryan, dude, he can't wait to see the 3'11". Like
Yeah.
the day that shit to happen it's on, bro.
I'll never get my midget.
You might get your midget. You just might get it. Never know. Let's see. Is there anything funny here? Here, I'll share my screen. We can look together. I'm just scrolling through. If I find something good, if y'all find something funny, I'm trying to think of something else funny, bro. For real. I'm. Where's Alfonso, bro? That comment brought me to a weird place in my head.
Probably fell asleep.
He fell asleep because he was probably beaten off to those fucking twins. He saw those kids. He's got post nut regret and he's fucking not coming. Like, I kind of liked it. That's why he came up with the one butthole fucking topic. Single butthole topic. That's hilarious. That's too much. All right.
It's pretty funny.
Let me see if I could find something funny for us to react to at least or something. No, I don't want to leave the studio. This thing is so stupid. YouTube's stupid sometimes. Ryan, talk to the chat. I can't see them if you want. If there's anybody even in that moment.
Alfonso goes, Tim, I'm here. Are you are just sent you are just sent you a message, a comment.
Read it.
I'm guessing he meant to say I or something. I don't know.
Whatever you said earlier was fucking hilarious. Yeah, what the fuck about what about Nick Fuentes losing his shit? You know what? That's what I could do. Fuck it. I don't care if they take that video down. I can always do this. Check it out, y'all. Let's just watch this and laugh for a minute. And then if there's anything else, I don't know what to say, bro. No, not YouTube. Fuck YouTube. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. Hey. All right, guys, get ready. This shit's funny as hell. Let's see what it does. Tim, I'm here. Just sent you a comment. Hey, man, you said funny shit, Alfonso. That was funny, bro. If you got any funny stuff in between, let me know. But we're about to laugh. Remember, Nick Fuentes? He's in the news now. I know we watched this back in the day, but not many people seen it. But I don't know how long I'm gonna, we'll just fuck around and watch this for a minute. But remember when Kanye went full ham on Alex Jones' show with Nick Fuentes, and he had the little net? We about to get there. We about to show that shit. I don't care. This shit's too funny, bro. Honestly.
Democrats caused the Schumer shutdown, closing the government to score political points.
Oops. Oops. My bad.
Schumer's fighting for illegal immigrants' benefits.
A peace plan for Gaza, a ceasefire in place. But Hamas keeps choosing terror and on a rampage.
Damn, how many ads?
On both sides of you, and you fought for us. You've been fighting this battle for a long time, Alex. And we just got to salute you as a Christian and as American because you.
Can you hear it, or is it not up yet? Yeah, it's up. All right.
What about ISO speed?
Yeah. He actually showed up into one of our streams one morning.
You paved the way to make braver soldiers like us today. It's like Terminator Part 10 happening right now. Throughout the day, at night, and in the morning. So right here, the Bible says right here, I know I'm going to do a Corinthians 2, like Trump, new Christian kind of reading of this. So bear with me. I love Jesus, but I'm not the most, experienced Christian. And it says, the book of Proverbs 6:16-19. I'm sure that's the wrong way to read it.
It's okay. You got the floor.
Okay. Identify 7 things that God hates, although there are not any punishments prescribed for those. Scripture clearly indicates that God does view sin differently and that he proscribed a different punishment for sin depending upon its severity. Now watch this one. It says, where the phrase all sins are equal in the eyes of God comes from. As far as I can tell, the most common argument for the belief that all sins are created equal comes from the book of James 2:10. It states, for whoever keeps the whole law and
I'm going to try. I'll stop.
And the reason I wanted Nick, people have heard from Nick.
Because he's got so much to say and he always gets cut off, but so I'm going to try to shut up as much, but we can go 4 or 5 hours if you want, but the main show's actually 4 hours long. I was just hoping for 3. We'll do 4 hours if you guys are up for it, but here's what I'm saying.
The whole time.
I am a classical liberal at heart, so I love everybody and I judge people by what they do, not what color they are. And then I look at the things you said, and some of them out of context I don't agree with, but compared to a liberal, a modern liberal saying white people are inherently evil and white people are bad because of their skin color, and then that's what the ADL and Southern Poverty Law Center and these leftist groups in Hollywood have pushed. So they're putting out something beyond even what Hitler said, but reversing it onto white people, and we're supposed to sit there and accept it. And then Ye comes out and says, hey, I see kind of a mafia running things, and then he's the devil. No, that's bullshit. Sorry.
Are we going to curse a little bit less on this subject?
Yes, Reverend. I'm going to try. I'll stop.
And the reason I wanted Nick, people have heard from Nick, but people haven't heard from Nick with Ye standing right next to him. It's like that's the thing that the Zionists control, the 300 in control of the media, in control of the governments. They don't want us.
Who's in here smoking right now? Light up. Let's smoke up. If y'all ain't liking this, let me know. I'll get off of it.
To connect to each other. Like my dad said, okay,
they
say you're anti-Semitic, but they say he's a white supremacist. And he's asking me, well, what's the difference? I said, Dad, there is no difference. It's just separation and confusion. They want to separate and confuse the Christians and make us afraid to stand next to each other. A Christian can stand next to anyone. We can go visit R. Kelly in prison. We can go talk to Harvey Weinstein.
That's what Jesus did.
Yes, because Jesus can save everyone. But if the Zionists...
How would we know that he'd be at freaking Puff Daddy's fucking trial begging for him to get out?
Can get us so afraid that they're going to do what they've been doing to me, attempting to put me in jail, freeze my accounts, smearing me on the media. All of these things, you put on the whole armor of God, and they will not be able to break your spirit.
And by the way, we can do 3 hours on this subject, and you do 5 hours on it. And let's just get it all going now, because I want to get in.
I'm doing a dab. Does anybody give a shit? Because I need to get high for this, because this shit's actually really funny.
Everything about your plans to try to bring jobs to America, unifying people, running for president, all those other issues. So I'm not steering us away from that. I'm just saying, let's just run with it as far as you guys want to go, and then I want to get into all the other topics that surround things.
Oh, beautiful. So where do you want to start?
Well, I would just start with this. There are good people from every group and every type of culture, and we all know that. But definitely the left, when it was America defeated Hitler, calls their opposition Hitler. When both my grandfathers almost died in the Army Air Corps, both of them almost died. One of them crash landed after a mission and got all broke up. The other one got hit in a German air raid in North Africa, and he'd only done like 18 of his missions, and then he had a concussion, and he was the captain, and then his buddies went up the next day and blew up over Italy. He was always freaked out, but I never really talked about it until he died, but when he died, we read the letters and all the awards he had and stuff, and the things he did after that, and then, re-upping and recommitting to the Army Air Corps. So I take it as an offense to have George Soros and people that actually work for Hitler rounding up people tell me I'm a Nazi when I almost don't exist when my grandfathers went over there. So I got a lot to say about this as well. It's just nuanced with the whole thing that's going on. But expanding on that, give us, because I want you to go wherever you want. So let's just have you talk for 10, 15 minutes more before me and we got a lot to hear from Fuentes. It needs to be heard, but we want to hear from Ye. Go ahead.
Well, I said with Ali Alexander and Nick Fuentes that we're like the SWAT team of free thought, and I go in with this battle ram at the door, and then they come in with these laser beams and have that information. And we work together as a team. A lot of times in media, they want to single out one person and burn them to the core. That is a Zionist approach. And they're asking me to use that same approach. Well, hey, don't say all people, just say specifically the businessmen. And then I go on Lex Freeman and I say who it's specifically, and that's still not enough. They're still taking it too far. Everyone knows and agrees now that it's like a reverse version of American History X. The
Strokes, who the hell is Bubba Ray, bro? Look it up.
When they put the guy's head against the curve and kick the back of it. And now people are like, wait a second, the so-called crime doesn't deserve the punishment. What did I thought?
Well, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. How about
this motherfucker is a good troll, bro. He reminds me of David, dude. Like the shit he says, you're like, is he being for real? You really question is he for real? Like, is he being 100 or is he just fucking with us right now? That's how I feel when I'm hearing this dude talk. I know he's trolling though, because I know who's behind, who wrote the jokes behind this. And it's fucking hilarious.
About that one? Ari Emanuel, how you like that one? Hey, Ron, you gonna do anything to fix Chicago?
Well, I am worried about the thousands of black folks down in month of Chicago, but let me expand on that because that's a nuanced issue.
No,
my grandfather grew up in Dallas and from a pretty wealthy family.
Also, Hitler was born Christian.
Oh, I've actually.
No, he is. He is. He's saying a lot of factual stuff. It's just hilarious that he's just like, doing it the way he's doing it. Just wait. You're gonna laugh your ass off if you haven't seen this.
I've studied some of the history on it, but it's very interesting. My grandfather, grew up, and actually some of his family spoke some German. There's a lot of Germans in Texas. But did you know that he grew up next door to the inventor of air conditioning and the inventor of one of the major inventors of refrigeration? And so my issue was, growing up, my grandfather told me the stories about some of the inside baseball and the things that went on. But later, I'm going to get into that. I'm going to tell you some stuff about Hitler that you might not know directly that happened to my people I knew.
I'd love to hear everything, because guess what? We don't get to hear. It's hidden. Even like our truth, the fact that African Americans were in America before the Pilgrims, that truth is hidden. That we are actually the Native Americans, or some of us are Native, or the fact that what Kyrie got in trouble is pointing out that we're Jewish slave boats. And then,
look at Australia. Yeah. They've done some of the genetic typing of the Aborigines there, and they're basically Africans.
There you go. So all of these truths, and then the current truths about banking, about the government. My favorite thing that I got to say with Tim Pool was, Rahm Emanuel was right there next to Obama. Jared Kushner was right there next to Trump. What are those two people, those two Zionists, I gave it away, have in common? Nick, can you pick that up and expound on that?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's interesting because you've been going on these interviews with Lex Friedman and with Tim Pool and Piers Morgan, and they always say, well, don't talk about a group, talk about the individuals. And I would point out, one, it's hypocritical because in the same interview, Tim Pool said, well, wouldn't Ye be so great for the black vote? You could say the black vote, but you talk about Jewish businessmen.
I got a Mazzato knife, and what followed was an absolute fiasco. Here's what really pisses me off. I've wasted thousands on knife sets.
And somehow that's a problem. You can't talk about groups when it's one but not the other. The other thing is that there is something baked into the cake in Judaism which affects how they're brokering these kinds of contracts with entertainers like Ye. If you look at the Talmud, which is a real Jewish holy book, or part of the holy book, there's the written Torah, which is the Hebrew Bible. There's the oral Torah, which was written down as the Mishnah and then interpreted in the Talmud. In the Talmud, it says that Jews have to treat Gentiles differently than they treat other Jews. There's all kinds of examples of this. They say that if a Jew indirectly kills a Gentile, there's nothing even wrong with that. There's nothing morally wrong with that. They say that for a Jew to have sex with a Gentile is comparable to bestiality. They say that the semen of a Gentile is like that of horses. They also say that you can't give a gift to a Gentile. A Jew is not permitted under the Talmud to give a gift to a Gentile. They're not permitted to charge each other interest, but they're encouraged to charge Gentiles interest.
What do they say about pedophilia?
They say that that's in some cases licit.
Well, I mean,
so you're telling me in their holy book, it says it's okay to be pedophiles as long as it's not another Jewish person.
That's something that came from Adam. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, let me just get this. Let me just get this out front. I believe in free speech, and that's why I want you to be here and be able to say whatever you want.
Like, hold on.
I'm quite the historian from a lot of multifaceted views. So at a certain point, I'm going to give my nuanced views of this because there are power structures and there are mafias and there are cliques and there are groups and there is certainly leftist Jews that call everybody Nazis they don't agree with. If you don't want open borders, or you don't want your guns taken, or you don't want to take a shot. The ADL had a meeting 2 weeks ago and said Alex Jones is an agent of evil. He should be taken off the air. He's the devil because he doesn't want you to take 4 shots. And I'm like, what are you doing calling me anti-Semitic? I'm not against groups. I don't get into group politics.
Adam, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Alex.
Yes, sir.
I've got the perfect answer for the ADL. They are going to have to listen up. What we did is we brought Netanyahu with us.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm in the twilight zone right now.
Netanyahu, what do you have to say? What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye. Okay. I had no idea your voice is going to sound like that, Netanyahu.
So you don't like Benjamin Netanyahu?
I just heard about this guy 2 weeks ago since like the tweet, and I thought he had a funny name. I heard he's like really into he's like a super killer. I could die for saying this. So in case this the last time you ever hear from me.
Well, look. I'm glad you guys are here, and we can sit here and upset. All I'm telling you is, did you guys realize that the British government created Hitler, and the Milner Group put him in power, and there's something much more sophisticated. And I personally think that most Jews are great people, and I understand there's a Jewish mafia, and they're used to demonize anybody that promotes freedom, but I don't blame Jews in general for that. And there is a much larger eugenics, transhumanist, scientific elite agenda that's playing off.
What about abortion? It's 50% of black deaths. There's over 50.
Hey, one of the papers I had, you're like, why is all? You're the director today. It's fine. The Margaret Sanger, Rockefeller-founded Planned Parenthood, came out today and said, because of your white guilt, white people need to give money so we can kill black babies. I swear to God, it's in my stack. If I hadn't moved it off the desk, I could pull it right up for you.
Why did I have you move it off the desk, Alex?
Because it's cluttered. I'm not bitching. I'm just saying, everybody asks, where's my papers? I don't have them there as a prop. I can literally go, look, I agree with you. Look at this. They say white people help us kill black people for your white guilt. It actually says that. Now, I'm agreeing with you.
Is it a problem with props? We can't. This is the voice of Netanyahu.
Well, see, you get your mop. I'm going to find the tweet here. See, because I want to show you this. This is a big, guys. I sent it to you this morning. It was in the tweets. You pull it up. It's official Twitter of the eugenics death cult. Talk about Nazis. I mean,
we're going to have Netanyahu step out for a second, okay, Alex?
Oh, he's going to go?
I'm leaving for now until it's another meeting, and then I'm going to say something. All right.
You're not only an artist, you're a comedian. But Nick, that's what I'm getting at here is that
the truth
is that it was a it doesn't matter. I mean, there's
Benjamin, he wrote all the jokes, bro. Hey, you gotta watch his podcast that coincides with this. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, listen, there's fluoride in the water killing us all. They're injecting us with GMO. Oh, here's the question, and I'm not an apologist for Israel. I'm trying to be balanced here, and I believe in First Amendment. I believe in free speech. I endorse you to do whatever you want. Israel has, other than like Singapore and a few places, the most draconian mRNA injections in the world. They have the highest death rate from the shots. They are literally forcibly injecting them like Joseph Mengele, and Jews are dying in mass in Israel. So if the Jews are the secret group that runs it all, and I'm not denying that Jews run Hollywood. What I'm saying is
it's the Zionist.
Yeah, but okay, well, why would the Zionists be killing Jews in mass in Israel with the poison shot?
Because they work for Satan. They don't work for God.
Exactly. So they create atmospheres that get Jews persecuted so they can control the Jews so they can kill them. And you just did it. Just like George Soros helped round up Jews for Hitler, that's the next level. Boom, we just got there.
And they control the left and the right. They make politics super messy. Like, I went in to meet with my boy Trump, and the next thing you know, like he typed, he said, fake news went crazy. And I love Trump like every other good Christian American. We just want to hold Trump to Christian values and say that's the only way to the White House. And if he doesn't do it, then I'm going to have to do it. I think that Trump is a more senior president. I think I've got some growing to do, but I love Jesus. It's kind of like David, all of his brothers had all this battle experience and he was tending to the sheep. But while he was out there, he had to fight bears and tigers. This is the little I know as a baby Christian.
It's true.
Yeah. But he was able to beat that giant. And right now, this giant, there's some cleaning, there's some plumbing that we have to do. And that's what I'm doing with my style of art, my style of humor, and who I am as a celebrity to say, okay, I've been messed over enough by Jewish businessmen to get to the point to say, I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not the first person that got debanked because of their political opinion. And I represent now the common man. When we go, I don't like the word if, when we go into the White House, it's a us now. It's not about specifically an icon or DeSantis.
But it's issues.
Yeah, it's about the issues in America.
Yeah, stay there. Nick Fuentes, the studio. This is Uncensored, folks. We're going to come back after this break, and we're going to come back after the break and play a George Soros compilation of him on NPR. It's only a few minutes.
Don't forget about me.
Him on NPR and him on 60 Minutes saying the best time of his life was rounding up and killing Jews. Ye never killed any Jews. So I want to know, how do I get the ADL to love me? Do I round up Jews in Nazi Germany? Do I get love then? Schwarzenegger said he loved Hitler. They gave him an award. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
I like Hitler.
It was actually probably the happiest year of my life, that year of German occupation. For me, it was a very positive experience. It's a strange thing, because you see incredible suffering around you, and in fact, you're in concern yourself. But you're 14 years old, and you don't believe that it can actually touch you. You have a belief in yourself, your belief in your father. It's a very happy-making, exhilarating experience.
While hundreds of thousands of Hungarian Jews were being shipped off to the death camps, George Soros accompanied his phony godfather on his appointed rounds, confiscating property from the Jews. These are pictures from 1944 of what happened to George Soros's friends and neighbors. You're a Hungarian Jew who escaped the Holocaust by posing as...
Join ICE with bonuses up to $50,000 and generous benefits.
a Christian. Right.
What a perfect time for that. Well, dude, come on. That was the best one.
I can't.
The best one.
And you watched lots of people get shipped off to the death camps.
Right. I was 14 years old. And I would say that that's when my character was made.
In what way?
That one should think ahead, one should understand and anticipate events, and one is threatened. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe as a child you don't see the connection, but it created no no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt.
No.
For example, that I'm Jewish, and here I am watching these people go. I could just as easily be there. I should be there. None of that.
Well, of course, I could be on the other side, or I could be the one from whom the thing is being taken away. But there was no sense that I shouldn't be there, because that was, well, actually, funny way, it's just like in markets, that if I weren't there, of course I wasn't doing it, but somebody else would be taking it away anyhow. In other words, whether I was there or not, I was only a spectator, the property was being taken away. So I had no role in taking away that property. So I had no sense of guilt.
Are you religious?
No.
Do you believe in God?
No.
All right. My mission here today is to offer the First Amendment, because as long as you're not carrying out violence against someone or asking people to be violent, like the left's asked people to burn down cities and attack Republicans and celebrate Rand Paul and Scalise being shot and attacked, then you have your free speech. And when the left came out in the last 10 years and really accelerated the last 5, 6, it said white people are inherently evil because of the color of their skin, and that somebody who moved here as a kid from Poland, they're supposed to pay reparations for what people did hundreds of years ago in this country. It's a divide and conquer strategy. I'm not getting into the reparations debate. I'm saying the groups pushing reparations are trying to cause division. And so I've said it, the most Nazi-like activities I've seen, and the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay, we're going to get to that. I don't want to get digressed into this, but remember I told you a story about my grandfather.
Yeah.
Growing up in the richest neighborhood in Dallas, and down the street was a famous German-American inventor. And he was a first-generation person. He'd come here when he was a little kid on a ship, and he held a bunch of the patents on refrigeration and air conditioning. And my grandfather worked the time he was about 8 years old, because he took him under his wing, in his little tinkering factory. Then he had factories in places like Detroit that actually built the stuff. And my grandfather, the main reason he joined the Army Air Corps, he told me, he didn't tell me a lot about this, he just told me the story, was because he watched that man very quietly, once Hitler got power in the 30s, suck every dime out of him, or he would kill his relatives in Germany. And that guy was blonde-haired and blue-eyed, was as German as you can get, as Arnold Schwarzenegger, or as Teutonic, as Germanic. And the point was, my grandfather saw that. So I understand you're opposed to other forces, but I don't think thinking other forces in history that are lionized. That's my personal experience of what my grandfather, Clyde William Hammond, told me. Does that make sense?
It not totally to me, but and I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying, like, it literally doesn't totally make sense to me. I'm following it, but I was just thinking about Satan, that whether it's the Zionists or Hitler, it's not the person, it's Satan using the people that
I agree with that.
Are controlled by demonic forces. But what I'm going to say is the Jewish media has made us feel like the Nazis and Hitler have never offered anything of value to the world. Meanwhile, there's all of these things that are happening. Planned Parenthood is New World Order population eugenics that is happening to this date. I got some jokes here from Owen Benjamin that I want to read about Ben Shapiro. Hey, Candace Owens, unplug this robot before he runs his mouth. Ben Shapiro's cardio is picking up shackles. Shapiro can tell how much change is in your pocket just from hearing a jingle. Shapiro is just mad that Kyrie won't sign his basketball. Back to you, Alex.
That's my favorite.
Nick, you're sitting over there. You want to say something?
Yeah, well, I agree with Ye. I think that
there's all of these things that are happening. Planned Parenthood
He said Kyrie Irving's you're just mad at Kyrie Irving because he wouldn't sign your basketball. Back to you, Alex. Bro, that shit to this day had me crying. The back to you, Alex part.
New World Order population eugenics that is happening to this
man.
date. I got some jokes here from Owen Benjamin that I want to read about Ben Shapiro. Hey, Candace Owens, unplug this robot before he runs his mouth. Ben Shapiro's cardio is picking up shackles. Shapiro can tell how much change is in your pocket just from hearing a jingle. Shapiro is just mad that Kyrie won't sign his basketball. Back to you, Alex.
Nick, you're sitting over there. You want to say something?
Yeah, well, I agree with Ye. I think that when you look at what's going on today, so much of the political landscape happens in the shadow of World War II and the Nazis and Hitler. And I think it requires a little bit of an investigation, an examination of where those values come from. You know, people talk about Nazis and Hitler, but the United States had camps as well. The United States put the Japanese in internment.
The United States injected black people with syphilis.
Yeah, and you.
No, I totally agree with you.
The United States has Instagram selling pornography to little kids, and they're selling. People are selling. It's prostitution rings. Instagram.
So is your point? Let he without sin cast the first stone. You're just.
Instagram is a prostitution ring. Like I went 30 days off of Instagram and it was the best part of the fast. Me getting kicked off of Instagram was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because when I go to it, it's like watching it with the They Live goggles, which is something that Owen Benjamin, you guys got to pull this up. Dave Chappelle is a hack and he gets a lot of his jokes from Owen Benjamin. Dave Chappelle went on a Jewish platform and said, they dropped that nigga. Dave Chappelle said they dropped that nigga talking about Ye, and he called me Kanye, and I'm supposed to be his friend. Dave Chappelle does not believe in God and does not believe in Jesus. These are the kind of black leaders that the Zionists put in front of us. And meanwhile, we want to knock Herschel Walker, but Herschel Walker changed his life for Christ. And he might have had abortions, but he doesn't believe in abortion.
Well, sure. What matters is you. I have too. What matters is the heart.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Ye. I think that it's time that America has a fearless, visionary leader who serves Christ, who wants to bring the future forth in engineering and theology. I think that when you look at the options that were offered, and I said this on my show the other week, and the news said, oh, he supports DeSantis. I said the moderate Trump.
DeSantis, nobody even knows. It's just somebody that all the left are all of a sudden.
Well, let me write.
3 minutes till 4:20 if y'all trying to smoke. Get your shit together. Let's do this.
Let me raise that since you guys got into this, and we'll do hours on this.
Did I cut you off, Nick? I want you to let him complete his thought. Go ahead.
So the moderate Trump versus DeSantis will not produce any outcome where America or Jesus is put first. DeSantis is mobbed up with Israel and Mossad. Donald Trump, his speech, his announcement.
In too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down.
I mean, they're not lying.
It was written by Jason Miller, who's controlled by foreign interests. If there's a Republican primary between them two and they go up against Biden or they go up against Newsom, there is exactly zero chance that we get any kind of regime that's going to deliver the real change.
Nick, I got a question. If I say something that's provocative towards the Mossad, is that misogynistic? Hold on, let's hear from that. Hey, I'm the head of the Mossad. I'm gonna kill you and take the children away from you. Thanks a lot, Netin. Back to you, Alex.
Please turn your microphone around, sir. Man, I'm definitely.
Bro, he just got me. That just came out of left field, bro. That shit was hilarious.
Definitely overwhelmed here right now. Infowars.com, tomorrow's news today. Listen, all I'm trying to get through here is I believe every group should be able to be
switched his name to Netin. I dropped the Yahoo so we didn't have to. I was tired of picking up the Yahoo and the Netin. So for now, he's just Netin. I know some people call him BB. No, some of you call him Yahoo, but we're gonna call him Netin. What you want, Netin? Hey, yay, right after this, I'm gonna say you're crazy. I'm gonna take your family away from you. We're not done with you yet. You cannot cause free thought. We have to control the history books. We have to control the banks, and we have to go and kill people. Also, we're in the pedophilia.
So And in a little while, hopefully you're going to take the mask off, because is this actually yay here, folks? Is this the mask is coming off?
Gold, dude. This is fucking gold. I don't know, man. I hope y'all this.
In a little while, hopefully, we're going to be able to have a discussion about this. But I mean, seriously, you have the globalists pushing a poison shot that's already killed 20 million people that they admit doesn't work. And then you're the bad guy for criticizing a group. What I'm saying is, when the left said white people are inherently bad because they're white the last 6-7 years, they opened the gates up. So what do they expect? It's wrong, in my view, to say any group is inherently bad or has these traits or whatever. We should judge the individual. But it's wrong for the ADL to have what are very racial policies.
The ADL is played out. Nobody knows who the ADL are. Stop giving them attention. Nobody cares about the ADL. ADL, shut up.
Well, they run all the censorship and everything.
They don't run anything. They're played out. We run the streets.
Well, I'm singling out the ADL. So
we don't know who they are. No one in high school knew what the word anti-Semitic was until Ye made it popular.
No, I hear you. It's definitely a tiger by the tail. Nick, you want to comment here?
Yeah, I just want to jump in and say that, I don't think Ye or I are saying that any group is particularly bad or the Jews as a group are bad, but there are Jewish practices that are based on Jewish law, and there is clearly some kind of a Jewish mafia. I'll give you a perfect example. It was Ari Emanuel of WME that called for a total boycott on Ye. Ari Emanuel's two brothers are Zeke Emanuel, who is the architect of Obamacare in the Obama White House, and his other brother is Rahm Emanuel, who is the chief of staff for Obama and the mayor of Chicago. Their father, Benjamin Emanuel, was part of the Irgun, which was a Zionist terrorist group in the 1940s. The definition of anti-Semitism, according to the State Department, is if you say Jews have any allegiance to Israel, it's anti-Semitic. If you say that Jews have any kind of conspiratorial influence in America, it's anti-Semitic. So we're supposed to believe that if Rahm picks up the phone and gets on a call with Zeke and Ari, and they talk about their jobs, which are running Hollywood and running the Obama White House, a conspiracy, if we acknowledge that happens, we're called anti-Semitic. But it's the truth. It's a truth that they make those calls. And it doesn't mean that every Jewish person is in on it. There are good Jews like Darren Beatty and Laura Loomer. And, there are lots of fine
Let's have
people.
Laura Loomer call in. Also, it's like there's Jewish people that are basically hiding me under their floorboards right now, under their wooden floors. It's like a reverse version of the Holocaust, because there's Jewish people that saw how I was treated, and they're like, this is wrong. This guy just gave an opinion. I didn't cause any harm. I didn't harm anyone. All I said is, and I spelled it wrong because I was drinking alcohol, and we see the Bible says you can drink, but the king should not drink, right? And I shouldn't have been drinking. I shouldn't have said DEFCON. That was a $2 billion tweet, basically. I know you know about getting sued.
I hear you. So let's expand. Yeah, that's also drinking. So let's expand on this. What you say is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You didn't kill anybody. You're simply here saying this, and you're being demonized and attacked, and you're saying that is hypocritical. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. George Soros admits he went around rounding up Jews that thought they were being protected, stole their money, and sent them to Nazis. What my point is that that's what the left does. They hide behind black people, they hide behind Jews, they hide behind groups, and they use racial politics to control. And so I think that's the most important thing, is to understand that we can all come together under Christ.
Also, they blackmail. Okay, go ahead about the Christ thing. I want to hear this.
No, we can just, I'm just saying, I mean, I don't hate anybody because of their religion or their background. And there's great people from every organization. And I think
George Soros can come to Christ. It is a possibility that he can convert and come to Christ.
Would you meet with George Soros if he wanted to meet with you?
Absolutely. I wouldn't meet with anyone. That's the whole thing. Laura, we're live. What's up? This is Laura Loomer.
I'm watching live. I saw you just said that you wanted me to call in, so I'm calling in.
Well, how does she have your number?
Well, she called me because she had some concerns about Milo running my campaign.
No, that's great. So here's the deal. We've got Laura Loomer's number. Can we call her on Skype or Zoom? Can we actually put her on the show?
Could you imagine Milo and Kanye on the campaign trail? My gosh.
Laura, you're on via speakerphone. Can you come on via Skype or via phone right now?
Yeah, I can't do video right now, but I could do audio. I texted your producer.
Laura, we're going to call you right now. We're going to put you on air in 2 minutes.
Don't trash Milo. I like Milo.
I'll call in right now.
You didn't say yes.
Yeah, they're going to call her. They got her number.
Okay, go.
This is crazy. Listen, all I'm trying to say is
Milo's Jewish. I love Milo. Yeah.
And you got a little bit of the Hitler fetish going on.
It's not a fetish. It's not a fetish. That's a term. Like, I just love information. They have some documentaries. Apparently, Bezos is allowed to put up any documentary, but if a basketball player tweets it, he'll lose his entire career. I think that's...
Well, that's where I want to go, because you've got millions, hundreds of millions of Chinese locked down right now and Chinese are great people, but their government in that country is the most racist, homogenistic, or homogeneous, actually, group there is. And all I'm saying is I really care about those Chinese people under lockdown because they want to use that as a model against us. I'm just kind of not, I'm not on the whole Jew thing. It's what I'm saying. I don't care if people talk about it. I believe in free speech. I'm just really worried about the forced injections, world government, 5G, the open borders, the collapsing currencies, war with Russia. What do you think?
I don't have all...
Mind you, all that stuff he just said is relevant today. This is from 2023, 2022.
All of that information. I have the information that 2 days ago I thought I was going to be put in prison because my accounts are frozen.
No, I get it. You're in Hollywood and the managers you see are, so I get it from your perspective. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I love Jesus, and I have to fight this war to make a better place for my children and for everyone else's children. I got to put myself, my accounts, my name at risk to stand in the front of this war that we have. This is InfoWars, right? So we're going to give this information on InfoWars.
By the way, I asked the crew very lovingly. I love the crew, but you guys gave me the tweet I sent you this morning of the abortion mill, New World Order, depopulation, kill the black people organization, Planned Parenthood, where they said it's white people's job to give money so we can kill black people. It actually says that. And Ye didn't want me to have it on the desk because he wanted to be able to have it all look clean and stuff. And I get that, so I'm happy for Ye. But will you guys give me that damn tweet? Because I love you to death, but I'm asking for an hour. I need that damn tweet. I want to show people this because it is such mind control to say, white people, you've got white guilt. They actually say, you're bad because you're white. Help us kill black people. What type of freakish, crazy world is that? Ye?
Zionist. Is that too wide of a idea, or do I have to just go specifically to who does that? But it's the devil. It's the devil. We all, like Grandma used to say, we all...
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve. To keep your family...
need Jesus Christ. And where I'm at, this position where God is, he's using me as a vessel. Everyone always knew that I was special, but now I get to be a vessel. And I feel so, I'd like to go into a prayer. It's a prayer that my cousin wrote. Now this prayer it's pretty long, so please don't cut me off in the middle of this prayer.
I'm not, go ahead.
So what happened is we were doing a family prayer Zoom on Sunday, and his name is Wayne. And he tells me, he says, Kanye, he's like, bro, my name's Jay. You say a prayer. And then I said my prayer, and I felt that it was very profound. I felt like it was Ye-level bars where I said, let's remove this whole conversation of morality, and let's stick to the Bible and say, either Jesus said so or Jesus said no. Hold on, I'm gonna wait till you drop this. Boom.
Listen.
All right, so, and I felt like that was profound. That's like a bar that made me top 5 streaming artists without an album this year. Either Jesus said so or Jesus said no, because we want to bring in our creative direction and our opinion and our moral compass. Forget the words moral compass. Is it in the Bible? What did the red letters say? What did Jesus say about it? And then we make our decisions off of that. So I said this, and then I had an idea. Let's stop hoping. Let's pray. Let's talk directly to God. Let's stop hoping for stuff.
I agree with that.
He has hope in here. And then I took it out and then I put it back in. And then so I said this prayer, and my family members, they didn't say anything. And then he said his prayer, And all the whole family was like, oh, that's the best prayer I ever heard. And he's like, I know. My prayers could be intimidating. I know. They're like, did you write that down? That was the best prayer ever. And I was thinking like, bro, why you set me up? Why you set me up to say my prayer right before your prayer? But this is his prayer. I was like, yo, send me that prayer, bro. That prayer was pretty good. It says, Nick is Catholic, so he doesn't like referring to Jesus as Yahweh God. But I am. Am I black? Am I African? Am I Semite? What is they call me anti-Semite. They said I'm a nigga in rap. They said I'm black. They told me, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Okay, James Brown, you tell me who I am. But I know that I'm a child of God and I know Jesus died for us. This is the daily prayer written by my cousin Wayne. Yahweh God, thank you for life, health, and strength, faith, hope, and love, and another day to bless, protect your most holy name. I surrender all, Yahweh God, and acknowledge that all things are spiritual before they are physical. For this reason, we also declare and decree that you are the maker, master, ruler, creator, and guider of our spiritual lives. We also acknowledge our brother Jesus Yeshua and the blood he shed that gave us blood-paved pathways back to the Holy of the Holies. As we humbly come before you, your almighty throne of mercy and grace, we welcome your glory to rest heavenly upon our shoulders. Bless our crown with supernatural wisdom and understanding, Yahweh God, so that we may walk in the true knowledge of who you are and who you created us to be. Quiet our spiritual minds, Yahweh God, slow us down and put us in proper alignment and divine timing with the will and purpose you have for our lives. Open our spiritual eyes, Yahweh God, so we may better see all of the divine things of the Spirit. Open our spiritual ears, Yahweh God, so we may better hear all of the sacred things of the Spirit. Guard our spiritual mouth, Yahweh God. Place a censor over our divine tongues, so we may only speak words that glorify and edify you. Soften our spiritual heart, Yahweh God, so we may walk into deeper communion, communication, commitment, intimacy, understanding, and a relationship with all of the divine things of the Spirit. Yahweh God, we recognize that we do not battle against flesh and blood, but against spirits and powers, principalities and rulers of spiritual wickedness in heavenly places. It is for this reason that we put on the whole armor of God, Yahweh God. We put on the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness. We firmly attach the belt of truth around our waist and drench our feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. We take our sword of life spirit, which is the word of life, and the shield of faith with which we will quench all of the fiery darts of the enemy. Thank you for blessing us from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet and everywhere in between with the first, what we need, everything that we deserve, and then the best that you have for our lives, Yahweh God. In Jesus' name, amen.
And perfect time to go to break. Hour number 2, uncensored with Yay. Nick Fuentes, I'm your guest host here in Insane Asylum World, because the whole world's crazy. All of us are nuts. This is Twilight Zone 2.0. We will be right back.
Don't me when you say that.
No, I'm talking about all of us. The whole world's crazy. It is crazy.
Alex Jones.
There is a concerted effort by the
Yay, for the most.
But them trying to premeditatedly.
Here's Tom with the weather.
Get out of here.
It's almost like we got Yay here. The whole building's just crazy. Alex Jones here, back live with Yay. Nick Fuentes riding shotgun, and we're going to get Laura Loomer on the line. He didn't want to wear an earpiece. That's fine. We're going to call her on his phone in like 10 minutes or so. So we'll get to you, Laura. But he wants to get her on, so that's great. We'll get her on. Yay. Let me bring up, since you guys want to get on this topic, the meeting with Trump. They're now using it against Trump. They're misrepresenting who Nick is. And I think that's fair to say. And they're lying about you, and they're trying to make it the new reason that DeSantis should be the 2024 front runner. And I like DeSantis in many ways, but I don't like who he's aligning with, all these big donors, and him playing along with this. It's very troubling. So tell us about the meeting and what really happened there.
Nick, you have the minutes on it.
That's right. So it's where to begin. Well, I want to set the record straight, first of all, because there was a big piece in NBC the other day written by Mark Caputo with a lot of lies about the dinner. And I don't know if people were misquoted or if bad quotes were given, but people are being led to believe that this was somehow a setup or an ambush to make the president look bad. That's not true. Ye loves Trump. I love Trump. We came to the dinner to have a discussion with him about the 2024 race. Ye had a proposition for him. And so a lot of it was really put together in the last minute. I didn't even really know until I was at Mar-a-Lago whether or not we would be at the dinner. It was something that Ye and I discussed on the flight there and on the car ride over. So I just want to get that cleared up straight away because I think Ye and I both believe that Trump is a great option. It really just comes down to Trump and Ye for the most part.
But them trying to premeditatedly claim it was some secret meeting and he knew he was meeting with you, that's not true.
No, yeah, and it was surprising because we had this conversation the day before we flew out. We were in LA on that Monday, and I was told it may not even be possible for you to get into Mar-a-Lago. They said, because there's so many people that will intercept you. There's a guest list and you have to be on it, and there's a security list and all these things. So I was told that I may not even be able to get through. Well, we pulled up to the club. They checked out Ye, they checked out Karen's ID and information. We drove up, we walked in, we sat down in the lobby. The president came out of the dining room, and that was that. He invited Ye to dinner, and I don't know if it was Ye or Trump, but one of them said, well, we want to bring Jamar, Karen, and Nick into the dining room. And so we came in, we sat down. Well, we took some pictures. Ye sort of lit up the whole room. Everybody wanted to get a picture with him. We sat down at the table. And I want to say initially it was a very pleasant dinner. Trump gave kind of the standard black voter pitch. He talked about the HBCUs, the opportunity zones, things like that. And then it turned out that Ye had accidentally sent a text message to a lawyer that both Trump and Ye share, and forwarded him some intel that Karen gave to us about how we were going to handle.
In too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join
Of course.
The Trump meeting and how to read his body language and the kinds of things that maybe we should avoid or things we might want to say. And so before the dinner, Ye accidentally forwarded that to a lawyer who then in the middle of the dinner apparently called Trump to say, hey, Karen Giorno's involved. This is a setup. You guys are being set up right now. It was really just based on a misunderstanding. And after that call, he...
Who's this lawyer?
Do you mind if I say the name?
Yes.
It's Yes, You Mind? Or,
no, I don't.
Okay, it's Nick Gravante. So he was texting
I don't
me.
mind. I don't mind any names. I think that's the general. Just let him finish the entire story.
So, because we pulled up in the car and Ye said, here, I'll forward you these notes. So he forwarded it to me and I said, hey, I didn't get the text. And we kind of brushed it off, and we found out later he meant to send it to Nicholas Fuentes. He sent it to Nicholas Gravante on accident. So the dinner was actually very pleasant. It was very friendly. Ye picked out a song to play. He put on Say You Will off of 808s. And then Trump said, oh, I don't know, let's put on one of your hits. So he put on Stronger. It was very congenial. Well, then in the middle of the dinner, Trump gets this call because Nick Gravante apparently sent the text to one of Trump's guys or somebody. Somebody called Trump and said Karen is giving Ye intel because Karen...
This is a crazy story. Remember when this happened? When they thought that they set him up in the White House and
worked for Trump.
In Mar-a-Lago.
In the state of Florida during the Republican primary in 2016. And so he got the heads up. They thought it was some big ambush. So he gets off the phone and the tone totally flipped. And he starts telling Ye these stories about how some of his black constituents had betrayed him. He told the story about how he got ASAP Rocky out of jail. He told the story about how he got the NBA basketball players out of the Chinese jail. And the moral of the story was, if you go against me, if you're disloyal to me, I'll crush you. That was kind of the subtext of the stories from Trump. He said that Kim Kardashian, he said some nasty things about her because she endorsed Joe Biden after Trump released, what is it, Alice
Johnson.
Alice Johnson from prison. He commuted her sentence and then gave her a pardon. So he felt betrayed by that. And then Ye made the proposition and said, hey, I'd like you to be my running mate in 2024. And Trump
I gave him the opportunity. I didn't say I would like him to. I said you have the opportunity.
Right, yes.
To be my running mate in 2024.
Yes. And,
will he wear a mask as well, though?
I think it would look cool.
I do think it looks cool. So he sat back and folded his arms and he kind of smirked and he sort of dismissed it. But then he got a little bit heated and he said, you can't win. You'll never win. Don't run. You can win at a lot of things, but you can't win at this. And then he turned to me and Karen and said, you guys are smart. I know you work for him, but don't lie to him. Tell him he can't win. And, I love Trump. And I love Ye, and so I'm looking at Trump, and then I'm looking at Ye, and I'm looking at Trump, and Ye, he's telling me.
Nick, they say you're a white supremacist. Are you a white supremacist?
No, not at all.
Well, spend some time on that.
Yeah, I'm a Catholic. I'm Christian, and so I believe that we.
I know that sounds white supremacist right there, but it's not. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I believe that we're all children of God, and so I think that black, white, red, brown, whatever, we're all siblings in a certain sense because we're created by God. I do, though, believe that there are races. There are black people, there are white people, there are Hispanics, and these differences mean something to people. They mean things to each other. That doesn't mean that we can't get along. That doesn't mean.
But the left's saying it's bad to even have a culture. They're saying none of us can say I'm this or I'm that.
Right. They want to melt us all down. That's what globalization is. They want to globalize the government, the economy, and the population. They want a global government. They want to globalize the economy through free trade.
With no culture.
Exactly. And the population through immigration. And they want to make it so that in 50, 100 years, there are no distinct nations. There's no distinct peoples.
So nobody can stand up to them.
Right. Just a slave class, undifferentiated. That's what they want.
This is the future president you're talking to right now.
Is Nick your running mate?
No more.
He's not old enough.
Yeah, Nick, how old are you?
I'm 24. Maybe in a few cycles.
And Trump loved Nick. He looked at me, he said, where did you find this kid? He had no idea until, what's the guy that wrote the speech that you didn't like?
Jason Miller.
Jason Miller lied afterwards after they found out who you were. And what did Jason say in the press to start off? Because it started to be like a series of lie after lie after lie and fake. It wasn't a tweet, it was a truth social after truth social after truth social. So give them the rundown on that.
Yeah, so initially, we didn't publish anything about the dinner. It was rumored that Ye went to dinner with Trump. Then it was rumored that I was at the dinner because I walked through the airport in Miami. Then there was a statement from Jason Miller, who spoke as a representative for Trump, and he said, well, Nick Fuentes was not at the dinner. And it was only at that point, which was a lie, it was only at that point when we began to respond. And Ye said, he can't say that. Nick was at the dinner. That was a lie.
But I mean, I actually like the speeches that Jason Miller wrote. He was just scared.
Who was scared? Trump?
No, I think Miller thinking it was a setup. But I think that's what they thought. They thought, oh, this is a setup. And I think that's where that fear came from.
But people got to stop lying. Our leaders, our politicians have to stop being afraid and being so political, and we have to put Christ first. And if anything comes from this, like the best thing that could come from this is I'm the president of the United States in 2024. The worst thing that could come from this is our leaders are held to Christian values, not Zionist values. Now, let's talk about the difference of Trump's truth socials.
Yeah. So he put out 3 successive posts. There's 3 responses from Trump on Truth Social, and they just get more sort of erratic as the pressure grows. The first one, he says, it was a very uneventful dinner. I did meet with Ye. The next post was, I don't know who Nick Fuentes was, and it was totally uneventful. The third one, he says, Ye, a very troubled man who happens to be black, came for badly needed advice. And so it just kept getting more and more sort of angry and erratic. And I think what Ye's getting at, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but Trump is surrounded by handlers. He's surrounded by people like Jared Kushner and Jason Miller. He's got 3 campaign managers.
Jared Kushner bailed because he got what he wanted out of Trump, right? What did Jared do when Trump was in office?
He got the Abraham Accords. Jared Kushner with his best friend Bibi Netanyahu at 666 Fifth Avenue, they brokered the Abraham Accords, which opened up investment from the Gulf states into Israel.
What did Netanyahu have to say about it exactly?
Netanyahu loves it, of course, because this.
But let's expand on that.
Dude, they're not holding back in this at all.
I love Jerry. Hey, this is Ned. Okay.
No, keep going. My point is that it's fair, though, for Trump that it is a political attack to claim that he endorses or represents even the views they claim you hold that you don't hold. So clearly, you can see how the media is using you guys as an attack on Trump.
They're using us to try to put this guy we've never heard of, DeSantis, in office. Like, DeSantis is going to play by the book. The thing about Trump is this guy is one of the best presidents we have. He's top 5 presidents. He's right there with Ronald Reagan. And he was a Wharton grad. He's one of the best businessmen of all time. And the entire time he was the president, the Jewish media attacked him. They were mad because he was actually working for the country. And now they're doing everything, including this meeting, to try to say he's not allowed to meet with. This is InfoWars. Who are you to say who the president can meet with? Netanyahu. Like, I'm not gonna, the Holy Spirit fills me up, and the less sin I have, the less angry I get, you know? So you can't make me angry, but if I was another version of Ye, the Kanye West that you guys know, I would be angry at Netan for even speaking on one of the best presidents, one of our best presidents of all times. Shut the bless up, Netan. This is from Ye. Now you know who I am. You know who I am now, Netanyahu? You know who I am now, Jared Kushner? You know who I am, Josh Kushner? Let me tell you something about Softy Josh, right? Marshmallow Josh was at a dinner. I'm at Jared's house, Jared and Ivanka's house. And I didn't realize at the dinner that Josh Kushner.
The knife was too good. That's the only explanation I have for what happened next. They thought I was a psycho.
Had 10% of Skims, which was my ex-wife clothing line, which I have 5% of. And it's one of the reasons why even after the attack where Ari Emanuel had all of my deals destroyed, I was still worth $400 million, right? And still had $250 million of cash available, right? So, Josh, I say, what do you think about Jared working for me in 2024? And Josh looks at Jared and says, oh, I would kill him. And so then towards the end of the meeting, I'm leaving their apartment. They do it like a soft hug because I think like Jared, as soft as Jared is, he has to hug Josh extra soft so, you know, he doesn't melt like toilet paper. And what I realized afterwards that Josh had 10% of a line that I only had 5%, double, where Skims is an extension of Yeezy. It's an extension of my brand. Literally, I put the creative director from Yeezy at Skims because at first Skims was a lingerie line. And then it was Kris Jenner's idea to make it a shapewear line. And I said, I have the perfect person. Let's take these elements of Yeezy and let's put this here. And then Josh goes in and puts $150 million from some investment firm to then control something that my ex-wife was making for our children.
No, I get it. So you're at this meeting and literally realizing, oh my God, I own this and ran this. This guy's double what I get. You didn't even know he was the owner.
Yeah, and that's what I explained to Jared. I was on text with Jared. I said, what if I had 10% of a line with Ivanka and you didn't know and you only had 5%? I'm sure you.
But what if he learned you own 10% of 666 Park Avenue? He'd be pissed.
Or what if I had 10% of that 800? How big was the deal that he did after he got out of?
So what you're saying is we need reparations from Hollywood. We need the Hollywood elite that have almost all the money. They need reparations to America.
Wait, I want to talk about how Jared did that first deal.
You hear what I'm saying?
With Netan.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, he got billions. And this is something that was covered in the Wall Street Journal. Jared Kushner brokered the Abraham Accords with Netanyahu. And before Trump was even out of office, they were arranging for how Kushner could take a massive fee from.
Oh, yeah, but separate from Kushner getting money, I don't like Kushner. He glows in the dark. He's creepy as hell. But I mean, that's a good peace deal to get the Arabs and Jews to quit killing each other. I mean,
I agree with you to some extent, but don't.
I mean, actually, that's a pretty. I said that's something good Kushner did. I mean, I don't like Kushner, but
he did it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we got things. I mean, yeah.
And I would say
I'm not defending him. I'm saying, isn't it good to try to get Middle East peace?
Let's ask Nick.
Yeah, Nick, go ahead.
If you want Middle East peace, you have to go to Israel because Israel is the one who has been bombing Syria. Israel's the one that's.
And they got 200 nuclear weapons. They ain't going nowhere.
Exactly, and that's why they killed JFK and RFK was because of they were trying to get their WMD program off the ground. Operation Apollo. It was Jack Kennedy that wanted IAEA inspectors looking into it.
No, and that is probably one of the main. That's one of the reasons Kennedy got killed. That was
what we need to say right now, and we're going to bring Ali on in a second. Is both my parents were educators, right? And we're here as the educators. That's what's in our heart. When we get the information, we put ourselves at risk to give you the information. There's a lot of teachers, incredibly intelligent people that have been canceled and kicked out of universities for not playing along with the system. So stop looking at us like celebrities, like we're trying to get media. We're using our position, putting our finances, putting our personal well-being at risk to say the truth out loud. And I was on the plane with Nick and I said, it feels like we're in Vietnam in the middle of the war with our backs to the wall, holding our guns and saying, you know, Nick, how did you get here? Yay, how did you get here? Well, all the guns are going off and all the media is going off and say, this is InfoWars, right? So you got some info warriors on both sides of you, and you fought for us. You've been fighting this battle for a long time, Alex, and we just got to salute you as a Christian and as American because you paved the way to make braver soldiers like us today. It's like Terminator Part 10 happening right now.
Wow. All right. We got to go to break. We're going to get Laura Loomer on. We're going to get Ali Alexander on. Manny come on. One of the smartest guys I know in politics. And we're going to just continue. Owen Schroyer is going to come on. We're going to continue on as long as you guys want to go.
Yes.
We'll take breaks and stuff too, and get yay
to get past. And we're just breaking down those smoke screens. Hey Ari, how you doing, Ari?
Hey, I want to jump in really quick, and I will say.
Yeah, Laura, you're on the air.
Go ahead.
The blacklisting of, people like Ye, people like Alex Jones, people like Nick Fuentes, people like myself. Everybody watching should understand we're living in a dangerous time now where people are being shut down and having their money frozen. Okay, imagine not being able to access your bank account because somebody in a boardroom decides that they don't agree with what you're saying. And so, for people who are critical, of Ye, Nick, Alex, myself, or whoever, right? Just think of how fast the tables could turn. And I think this is what you've been talking about for years, Alex. You've been warning people about what's coming for years. And now people want to act like, oh, well, how did we get to this point? Censorship is the reason why we've got to this point. Okay, so, these things wouldn't be happening if people weren't being censored.
Well, sure, Laura, can I ask you this question? Because, you're a smart, successful, pro-America Jewish lady that it's an American that lives in Florida. From my experience studying what goes on in politics, aren't Jews like everybody else, like left-wing, right-wing, and different factions fighting with each other and everybody else, like any other group? I mean, I understand there's powerful groups in Hollywood and all these mafias, but it's like we don't blame Italians for the Italian mafia. And when I criticize the Jewish mafia, which is one of the most powerful in the world, which I don't like, I don't dislike because they happen to be Jewish, happen because they're a mafia. That's really how I think we destigmatize it, just say no to the mafia that is the ADL in Hollywood. Or do you disagree with that or agree, or you want to say something?
Look, there's factions within any group, right? I don't think that you can really generalize any group. I think that when you look at the demographics of Jews in America, over 73% of Jews vote Democrat. And so when you see a lot of, people making decisions who happen to be Jewish, it's coming from a left-wing perspective. But I'm a nationalist. I'm a nationalist and I'm Jewish, and I've been a very strong supporter of President Trump.
And that's the question. Why were they so scared of you? Because you've been as much banned as me or even more. I mean, they have come after you. Why are they scared of Laura Loomer?
Because I'm a free speech absolutist, and regardless of what somebody may say, even whatever they may say about Jews or whatever they may have to say about
Well said,
Judaism,
Tori.
I'm not going to advocate for anybody to be silenced, anybody to be banned, or anybody to have their accounts shut down or their money frozen simply because of their viewpoints. This is America, and we need to promote free speech absolutism, and we need our politicians to start promoting free speech absolutism. And this is what when I ran for Congress twice in Florida, the first time in Trump's home district, which was actually the most Jewish district in the country, and then most recently in District 11, I ran on a campaign of free speech absolutism.
No, I know you do. So what about a First Amendment or a Bill of Rights party? Well, that could transcend party lines. What about a free speech, pro to self-defense, a First Amendment, Second Amendment party? I mean, how do we fix this, Ye?
We fix this with the word of Christ. The first book of Moses called Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. That's where we start.
And they know that. That's why Prometheus shows that. All right, Laura, thank you so much. Thank you. Closing comments or yay? I want to move on to Ollie and
thank
folks.
you very much for calling and talk later. Thanks a lot.
All right, so good. That's good. Great. Nick, see you in Florida. You want to say something before we go to Ollie, Alexander, and Owen?
Yeah, I want to jump in and say that I agree. I think, though, that it's not so much about the Bill of Rights. I think it's really more about Christianity. I think that what America needs is a Christian party.
Oh, I agree. Politically, it's about our freedoms, but you're right. Christ is first.
Right, and it gets to the nature of Judaism, which is the fact that Jews do not believe that Christ was the Son of God. And in fact, they're the only group that hate Jesus.
All right, everyone, it's Youngblood. It's mental to say, but my new EP with the legendary Aerosmith, One More Time, is coming on November 21st. Pre-order, pre-save, and pre-add it now. I can't wait for this one.
Muslims see Jesus as a prophet. Buddhists, Hindus see Jesus as a spiritual figure. Jews write in their Talmud that Christ is burning in hell. They don't like the cross.
Well, I think that's because he's kind of was taking over the thing. So at the end of the day, we worship a Jew, or we say he's not really a Jew.
It's not the same thing, though, because the kind of Judaism that we have now is not of the Old Testament. It's of the rabbinical oral tradition. So these people are worshiping.
They're not following the Old Testament. They're following the Zohar and the Talmud and all that.
That's right. Exactly.
People should read that for themselves. What about Haile Selassie? Because this is what happened to Kyrie Irving, and it made me really mad because when I was a kid growing up reading comic books and stuff, I could read really early. When I was like 5, I could read like a 10-year-old. When I was 10, I could read like a college student. And so I put down comic books when I was about 8 because my mom had all these history books, and some of them were picture history books. Then I started reading those, and it's like a fact that Solomon married a bunch of black women. It's a fact that Ethiopia was Jewish. It's a fact that North Africa was Jewish. It's a fact that went on, and then Kyrie Irving puts out a video explaining that a bunch of North African blacks are intermarried and part Jewish, and Israel lets a bunch of blacks in because they can prove that their lineage, their names are Jewish names. So how is it anti-Semitic, and how does the ADL say it's anti-Semitic for black people who are related directly to King Solomon and King David, the line of Judah, which Haile Selassie was the leader of Ethiopia? That's where this whole movement comes from. To act like they don't know this, I'm not blaming Jews for this, I'm blaming the leftist ADL. To deny black Jews their heritage is a historic fraud. It's a damn historic fact. It's on Wikipedia. It's not even debated.
It's true, but it's not just the leftists, it's the right-wing ones too, because in Israel, Ye was just showing me a clip the other day where they are racist towards the Sudanese or Ethiopian black Jews that immigrate into Israel. They kick them out. There's quotas.
Well, I mean, Israel's even mean to the Hasidic Jews now. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're waging war.
Right. So, and I agree with you. And what they've done to Kyrie Irving is just
Take Dr. Zelenko, beautiful person, wonderful guy. He'll tell you, he goes, yeah, that's what runs Israel's evil, and so is your groups.
Ben Shapiro just mad that Kyrie won't sign his basketball. Back to you, Nick.
What about that issue? I'm sure you know about Haile Selassie and Kyrie Irving. Your take on Kyrie?
That's my brother. And I love the fact that just like now, it felt like you were in this battle by yourself, but now you got two warriors alongside of you, like gargoyles at the top of the buildings in New York, ready to fight for Christ. And when Kyrie put up that information, they always want to write me off and say, Ye is just so crazy, so crazy, so crazy. And then Kyrie was like, okay, here goes some information right here. Information is the unlock. There's 5 elements that the 1%, the elites, use to control the 99%, which are the masses. Those elements are water, food, shelter, medicine, and education. Which one of those 5 elements are the most important? Education, because with the knowledge, you can go get water, you can go get food, you can get shelter, and you can get medication.
They don't want independence.
I agree. And Kyrie fought for something. And then also, you know, for me, Kyrie, I love Kyrie. He did what his job was. They had the Hebrew Israelites in front of the game, and now the high schools. I always think about the high schools. I always think about the future, the grammar schools, the high schools. These are the people that are going to change our lives. So the high schools are asking questions. People are running around saying, oh, Ye's racist. What is the term racism was created in, I think, the construct of racism was created.
The communist Russians.
Yeah. And it's like the whole woke culture, the idea of the white man did this, the Jewish guy did this. Now I'm saying specifically the bankers. I think my misstep in the tweet was to pinpoint a people as opposed to pinpointing the devil and the fact that the devil used to have that. But more than that, it was my disobedience to God that forced me into the whale's stomach as I am right now. But it's only my obedience to God that's going to bring me out of the whale's stomach.
Well, let's elaborate. You're not walking back what you said. You are clarifying it, which is key. It's evil in the hearts of men and women that's a problem. And so you're not walking it back. You're clarifying. This is big.
Let's clarify. Satan, the angel, God's one of his favorite angels, one of the most powerful angels.
The most powerful.
Yeah, Satan. That's what I like. The most powerful angel, Satan. And he brought angels with him when he left heaven, right? How many angels did Satan bring with him?
33% of them. So he brought billions of angels with him.
So angels, I mean, Satan has 33% of God's warriors with him working for Satan. But God runs the world. And it's Satan that gets inside of the Zionists and makes them do evil things. But these are stories, because I'm a baby Christian, right? But I heard that, you know, God loves me so much. He loves me so much, right? Then I go to Drink Champs and I'm drinking. And the Bible says, king don't drink, right? I know it's not Milo. I know I'm not saying it in correct, perfect English, but
we're gonna do a flashback on the Drink Champs episode 2. That shit's hilarious.
The Bible says king don't drink, and I'm drinking and I'm smoking and I'm using my ego because I'm tired of these like fed.
You're like, I'm lit.
Let me say, I'm tired of these fed celebrities trying to pick on me, thinking that they gangster. We not in high school, Meek Mills. We not in high school, Puff Daddy. And everyone thinks that they're so much more gangster, like they got me in some way. Ain't none of y'all more gangster than God, and God got me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that.
Oh no, everybody pose and acting tough. It's nothing. If you talk about rebel black.
He just called out Meek Mill and Puffy. Tell them.
Yeah. He did.
He's on fire.
Black sheep. Yeah. I mean, you're definitely it, buddy.
Yeah, y'all not tough to me, but I'm drinking, and then I start saying stuff that doesn't please God, right? It wasn't the Zionists, it wasn't the banks, it's God set me back. But the fact that I still had 400 million and Forbes couldn't get around it, it showed God loves me, but he had to set me back a little.
Well, it's a Jobian proverb. You're going through a Jobian trial.
Yeah, because since I lost my wife, right? Since I lost my family and I was no longer the priest right in the middle of that home, and I didn't have the say-so over the content that my kids watch and what they wore and where they went to school and how we went to church and what they ate, I was frustrated, and I let the devil come and get me. I let the devil pull me in. Next thing you know, I'm at New Year's Eve parties having threesomes. I'm like, God was so mad at me. He said, I empowered you. I gave you every skill set. You're like Moses. You saved Caesar's life in battle twice. You know, you might stutter. You might not be the best communicator, but you're a leader, yay. And you're down there. You're not representing me. You're drinking. You're having sex. And you know what? And God, he waited on me. He let me go, 8 months into the year. But it wasn't until I bragged about serving Satan with the actions that God said, I got to set you back now and set you straight. And then, so we're moving my school, we're moving the Donda Theology Engineering University into a church. And we were there talking with the pastor. And then a homeless gentleman came in and was talking to us. And I said, is this a plant? I don't know, but this was the greatest theologist that I've met. And I had him come to a Bible study. We were working on the walk to the house. I don't like to call it a campaign. We're working to the walk to.
Yeah, hold on. This is a hard break at the end of the hour. Stations rejoin us. I skipped the other break. We got to have this. We're back in 2 minutes. We got to do this hard break. And I asked, do you want to put a website out where people can Well, yeah, I was an actor in Scanner Darkly. I was an actor in Waking Life.
David Icke's little reptoids. So, now your enemy's in here hosting the show with you, yay. We got Nick Fuentes, one of my best buddies. He works for us, does a really good job. He's over there with us. Oh, now he turned Alex Jones. So what are we going to do here? Yay. The Balenciaga situation. You made a great point during a break earlier about how they just need a new devil. But that's a devil to distract us from the fact that we become the devil. That's kind of what you said. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I just saw people making videos about it, and I said, it just seems like it's just more noise and mayhem and code red and things to get people outraged. As I said before, every form of pornography is only 10 years away from pedophilia. Anybody that's watching pornography, if you're watching a woman have sex on camera, she's reliving the trauma of being molested. Like a greater majority of women that end up being strippers, prostitutes, or pornographers, adult film stars, have gone through the trauma of experiencing pedophilia. But sex is a legal drug that's pushed to destroy humanity. If you drive down the street in California, they will be pushing strip clubs, they're pushing alcohol, they're pushing sex. It's this is like, so for people to have this moral code about pedophilia, but no moral code about strip clubs, pornography, and the sex industry, it's not what the Bible says. The Bible says that all of that is wrong. So Jesus said so, or Jesus said no. That's when we just need to follow.
So let me ask you this. What about world population? The globalists say there's too many people. They want to sterilize us. They want to promote transgenderism. They want to depopulate us. Do you think that that's accurate? Or, I mean, what do you think of the New World Order and its overall agenda?
I believe so. I'm more of a gut feeling person. Like I said, I'm the battering ram. And you guys are the SWAT team to come in afterwards and then give the information. God has people, different kind of warriors, different heights, different mindsets, different colors. And our collective agenda needs to be to serve God in what we do. And we
can't do that if we don't have an open, free debate.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
We can't do that if we don't have an open, free debate.
And that's what we have. God brought us here. You created this platform, the InfoWars. I heard about the legend of Alex Jones from this lady named Tracy Gwen, who is faking like a Christian, is really, you know what? Much love to Tracy Romulus and Tracy Gwen, because this is the type of person I will sue. I'm just going to say, I prefer that person not be next to my children. So much love, and Jesus, God bless your family. I would prefer that person be not next to my children. Next person, next subject.
Balenciaga, though, you were going to, I mean, just overall, what do you, because obviously you were with a lot of fashion brands. Now all the stuff's come out. It's almost like they did this on purpose as a PR stunt.
I think so. You know, I'm friends with the head designer, and I believe that it was a setup. I think it was a hit job. And now all of a sudden, everyone is so outraged and focused on Balenciaga, but then we're still aborting our kids. We're still fornicating. We're still killing each other. We're still listening to music that promotes that. but oh, we don't wear Balenciaga now.
Remember the Balenciaga stuff with like the Kardashians and like the kids and stuff?
No,
No?
no,
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
With Balenciaga and like kids and all that.
You shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what are you doing? You're throwing stones. Oh my God! But you know our moral code. We just cheated on our wives. We just fornicated. We just had threesomes. We just bought some sex on Instagram. We just sold some sex. We use sex to sell a product. But we don't like Balenciaga. Shut up! Shut up! I'm throwing the tablets right now. Shut up. Instagram is about prostitution, and everyone involved in any version of the sex business is as bad as the pedophiles. So everyone shut up. Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of all the thousands of topics we can cover in the limited time we have as you're about to get on a plane and go back to another state and do some new stuff. What else is on your radar? Because there's a lot. What do you think about the Ukraine war? What do you think about the devaluation of the dollar? What do you think about FTX and Bitcoin? I mean, there's so many topics.
Nick?
Well, yeah, in terms of Ukraine and Russia, I haven't really seen so much of that in the news. I'm, of course, pro-Putin. I'm very pro-Russia.
I am also.
Let's go. Yeah. You know, you see that this is just an extension of the United States neocon establishment, New World Order type stuff.
What does Putin say about America's value system?
So he said in a speech when he annexed those two breakaway provinces and he annexed the Donbass, he said in his speech that we have totally abandoned traditional values, traditional faith, and that we've actually embraced full-on Satanism. And he's totally right. And
well, it's true. America's embracing Satanism.
Yeah,
but Jesus is alive, and these things are going to pull. It's a movement. God, the devil is a defeated foe. We're not even going to speak any of that into existence. God runs the world, and it's freedom fighters for Christ like us today that are going to stop it right now and say, we got to start here. Each one of us, we are the church. We are the priests of our homes. All the men are the priests of their homes, and everyone is the body of Christ. And we start here. Sin, it's like we're a glass of water, and sin is like throwing acid and used plastic and stepped on bugs in a glass, and then you want to pour some water in, and it tastes bad. So what you want to cover it with an alcohol flavor or with some food coloring or with a sexy outfit or something, and then you want to just keep on drinking that sin and not understand why your stomach is hurting in the morning. And I know as a recovering alcoholic that, you know, a cure for a hangover is another drink. And that's basically what we've been doing. We're all orphans of
keep doubling down.
We're orphans of capitalism. So when we talk about the ideas that we have for the newer version, the amended Constitution that me and Nick are rewriting and working on right now, and the ideas of purifying our system because we need will and expertise.
Well, let's talk about that. You say you're going to run for president 2024.
I'm not, Alex, you're really good at stating things in a way that gets you sued. So,
no, I thought you're announcing for president, right?
No, I'm not announcing. Alex, love you. What I'm saying with the conversation that we're having about a possible 2024.
He said, Alex, you're really good at saying things that get you sued. Talking about one with his wife, two with, you know, one hook. That's hilarious, bro.
Walk and a victory at the office. America, I'm putting everything on the line for the truth to bring you a cleaner system. Our system has been dirtied and muddied and destroyed. I am not the most knowledgeable Christian, and I'm not the most knowledgeable politician, but I am truthful. I'm nobody's hard.
No, I believe that. What I was trying to get to is, what is your platform? And you texted me your platform. It makes a lot of sense.
Well, it starts here with the Bible, and we're going to work through this with our designers. We're going to approach America like Steve Jobs approached Apple. We are the youngest startup in history, but we're the world power because of our military and mainly because of our naval force. And it shows how smart and how powerful Americans are. The engineering, the sheer engineering. We invented Apple. We have the strongest military, and now we have to take that same type of sensibility, take it out of Wall Street's hands and give it to the people. That engineering mind that created the trams, that made Disney, that made Pixar, that made Lucasfilms, that made Apple, that engineering mind, these minds that we have are going to be brought together to cure America, and then we will influence the rest of the world into higher consciousness and into peace.
And I agree. We were given that birthright, and somehow it's been lost. I want to talk about that. And after you leave soon, we're going to have Owen and everybody else and myself stay here and continue on and take calls. And as long as you can stay, I know you got to go soon. But I wanted to bring in Owen Schroyer and Ali Alexander, who helped get you here, for their take and any questions they've got for Ye, because you guys have great questions, great comments. So Owen Schroyer and Ali Alexander.
I'll hold my questions for Ye later, because I kind of want to come in because we have a lot of eyes on this transmission right now, and there's a lot of people sharing their opinions on the internet with this right now. And so I kind of just want to, I just want to take a step back and just say, look, we're in a difficult realm with what we're doing here today, trying to balance fun and seriousness, because we are serious people. We have serious missions and goals, but we also want to have fun. We don't want to hate life. We want to enjoy life, and we want other people to enjoy life. And when I see the response on the internet from the haters and the people getting angry today, I'm just a little perturbed. Let Ye speak. Let the man speak. You may not agree with what he has to say, but why don't you want him to speak? I don't get it. Same thing with Alex Jones. Why don't you want Alex to speak? What is wrong with you? Why are you so angry? Why are you so serious all the time? If you don't like what they say, tune it out. But here's what gets me, Alex. This is what bothers me. It's bothered me with the attacks on you over the years. It bothers me with the attacks we see on Ye today. Whether you agree with everything he said or disagree with everything he said, let's get our priorities straight here, okay?
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve, to keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities,
if you're upset with what Kanye West has said today,
it's
let me remind you that Kanye West,
excuse
me, Ye. Yeah. Let me correct that. Ye. If you're upset with anything Ye has said here today, Ye is not the person in Chicago shooting people every night, teenagers, innocent people dying. Ye is not the person in D.C. in Congress selling this country out for decades. Ye is not the person with big pharma that's killed millions of people with their products. It's all come out in court, that still has influence to mandate their products on the people. That's not Ye. Ye is not the one that's lying us into wars where millions of people die and trillions get spent. So for all the backlash, all the huffing and puffing that we're going to see from this interview in the next 48 hours, you're all clowns. You're all clowns. If this interview upsets you, your priorities are so out of whack, and I don't even think you have the capability to enjoy life anymore. And you need to take a serious look and reflection in the mirror.
They're against free will. They're against free open discussion, which shows they're evil. And anyone going along with censoring somebody's speech is a fraud and an enemy of the people.
But the people are not evil. It's Satan that controls the people and puts demonic blocks. So when you see the truth in front of you, you can't even hold the truth. Like it's demonic blocks. I can go to Kim and say, hey, put your family first. You have someone who loves you. Put us first. Put your children first. And it's demonic blocks bringing her into traumatic everything. She was pushed into the sex tape. She's pushed into saying that she had sex with Pete Davidson in front of a fireplace. Hulu does not love you, Kim. Disney does not love you, Kim. Come home, Kim. Come home to Christ. Go to God. Go to Jesus, because you saying you might not ever, or marry somebody great. Go marry Tom Brady, whatever you want to do. But get married and use your platform as an influence to keep families together. Don't let the devil use you. And those people that are out there mad at the ability for us to say things, for consciousness, I have to think, okay, white lives matter. I'm going to do a t-shirt. I'm going to make it. You understand? Woke culture is controlled by the Zionist media, making people mad, outraged, going out the street. We're so outraged, but you're not doing anything yourself to change it and follow God and follow Christ. We haven't said anything against the word of God today. God says love everyone. So if I say I love the Zionists that cancel my account, then I can say I do love Hitler. I do love the Zionists. I love everyone. The Zionists cannot tell me who I can love and not love. I don't think like that. I think more like someone that's on the spectrum. Since that's what they want to claim, well, let me be on the spectrum of love, because love.
But that's a good t-shirt. I love Hitler.
bar. That's a bar.
I'm joking.
Well, and I think too,
yeah, go ahead.
I love Zionists too. Sorry.
I love Zionists. We love everyone.
You're just saying love humanity and stop getting past the labels. It's
love is the key. Everyone's promoting this loathing, and it's time to promote love. God.
No, I hear you. Let's bring in Ollie Alexander, who helped get this done. Ollie, I've known you for years, but this is quite the broadcast. This is definitely so far in 2022 the biggest broadcast of the year. This is it.
Yeah, don't put this on me, Ricky Bobby.
That's right. If you're not first, you're last. Come on, Ali, you're on air. Give us your take on this.
No, I mean, I this is great. Look, I love everybody on screen, and I love them, and I like them, and I endorse them. And I think that what Owen said is absolutely right. Is like, you can look at this interview and you can be triggered. You know, you can engage your ego and say, Ye endorsed genocide when he didn't. You can look at this broadcast and say, Nicholas Fuentes is a 23, 24-year-old, secret dog whistling KKK Nazi. But that's also not the case. You could say that Alex Jones and Owen Schroyer are actually platforming hate, but that's not what's going on at all. And I think what's powerful about this broadcast, and I really think that we're making narrative history, is that we're breaking the Overton window. The Republican establishment sold us out. The conservative movement sold us out. The churches, they closed. So when we looked for leadership on the right, there was none. Okay, when Owen Schroyer got charged, when Ollie Alexander got sued and investigated, Alex, when you got sued, did we get a call from Mar-a-Lago saying, "Hey, I'm a billionaire and I want to help fund what you guys have been through for me"? No, we didn't. So here we are left with the last option on InfoWars, the home of the resistance. And we're a bunch of pseudo celebrities with one celebrity saying, okay, well, then we're just going to break the chessboard. We're getting off your chessboard because it is rigged. It's rigged by Lucifer. It's rigged by the Satanists. It is rigged by the Jewish mafia, and people don't want to say that. It's rigged by the Marxists and the leftists and all of these people. And it's actually, frankly, rigged by people who would, betray Christ within the church, the apostates. So I think that this broadcast should encourage everybody to take everyone else just at their word, only use what they're saying, take it in good faith and in the best light, and stop relying on the ADL and the SPLC or Twitter trends. In fact, Elon should get rid of Twitter trends. There shouldn't be editorial little comments.
Well, they always control it anyways. We hit number one, they took it off. But bigger than that, what about the biomedical mafia, the big pharma? It's the king daddy with the central banks. So my only concern about talking about certain other elites, how about the big corporate elite that all links up with one agenda, yeah?
Jesus runs the world. Elon needs to put Alex Jones back on the platform, because I don't agree with someone that doesn't believe in Christ saying, you're cool, not you. And this is my friend, right? This is my boy, but we can agree to disagree, right? But it's still his platform. It's up to him. But also, I'm not a person that's going to say, hey, I agree with everything. There's things that I said today that you guys don't agree with because you're not in the same place or in the same position in your walk that I'm at. I'm in a position where I love the person the doctor that had plastic surgery on my mom. I always have been in a way where I can't hate. You said your mother was sacrificed. Can you elaborate on that? Yeah, I believe that Michael Jordan's dad was sacrificed. I believe, didn't something happen with Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
My mom, these are all Zionist sacrifices that happen. But this is Satan at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that feel like we're at the end of days. And Jesus runs the world. God runs the world. Jesus is the real king of Israel. And I'm just a simple servant of God. I'm not a mathematician.
Oh, no, I hear you. You said white lives matter because I think I'm going to put words in your mouth. You understood that they're trying to demonize white people to create a crisis and for us to fight with each other. I thought that was very true. I think all lives matter, but you went even stronger and said white lives matter. You got criticized for that. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I thought that that was my right. I felt that I just exercise rights that are only given to whites. A white person can wear a t-shirt that says Black Lives Matter, but for a black person to wear a t-shirt that says White Lives Matter, that somehow makes me racist. So I love just going up and saying, hey, what do you think about this? What about that? And if we don't use our consciousness, they're trying to beat us into our consciousness and make us ignorant. They want to dumb us down. And I'm probably the lowest IQ here of anyone speaking. And I'm saying, say out loud what we feel, we would no longer be ran by the idea of fake influence and celebrities.
I'm going to interrupt you.
No, hold on, Alex, don't interrupt me. I denounce every celebrity. I denounce every celebrity I ever stood next to. God bless you. And you know, that's the Christian word of what I really want to say. Any celebrity, only celebrity that I rock with is Ray J. Literally. Every one of y'all others, y'all all soft, come see me when y'all want to see me. Every fake gangster, so-called killer, any basketball player, any rapper, any actress, any musician, any model, any editor, come see me. Come see God's child right now. Please. I want it. I want to see my mama. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you can't touch in Jesus' name, baby.
I was going to say this, though. I want to be clear. You say you have the lowest IQ anybody here. I'm not kissing your ass. Yeah, that's not true. There's different types. IQ is just one test. It's one thing. There's cultural IQ. There's mathematical. There's spiritual. There's economic savants. There's art savants. And I can tell you, I'm an idiot savant.
In too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join.
That's a French word. Doesn't mean I'm actually an idiot. It means that I don't know a lot of stuff, but things I know, I know. Like I don't even get into it, folks, but it's ridiculous. Okay, I can wake up at 2 a.m., 5 a.m.
and Cardi also.
And I can tell you what time the clock's going to say before I look at it. A little weird thing I can do. The point is that there's savants that actually bring the world to the next level. And I think people need to take that for what it is. I wouldn't call you autistic, but you have a savantish thing about you. And I think that's a positive, not a negative. Nick, you want to say anything? You want to say anything, Ollie or Owen?
And Fabio.
Yeah, I want to say this. This is a story that Ye shared. I'm not even going to ask permission because he said he's nobody's hard drive, so I'm nobody's hard drive. Ye was hanging out with Elon, and Elon was sitting there, and they were under a rocket launch, and Elon says to Ye, you have the highest EQ. So there's also the EQ. And what I think Ye is talking about is like, we've assembled a powerful group of Avengers. We have different experiences, different expertise. We, in fact, even interpret information differently, but we've all got a superpower and we've got to contribute it to taking down the perma-state, the deep state, the globalists, whatever anybody wants to call this, this group that's running us, this depopulation group. We've got to, wage war against the machine. And if everybody rushes to get canceled, they can cancel none of us. And so I think that today, again, is a historic day in which it's not about agreement. It's an agreement in disagreement against them.
No, I agree. I agree that this is about saying free speech is sacrosanct. And even if you disagree with something, it should be celebrated instead of demonizing
it. Wait. Let me interrupt here. And Nick is actually the person who's talked best about this. And this is where I think that like Laura Loomer, who is a Zionist Jew, conservative, and patriot, and then you, who are kind of libertarian or conservatarian, and Owen's kind of conservatarian, would disagree with Nick and I, who might be more of the Catholic tradition. We would totally support blasphemy laws. Totally. And I don't want to speak for him, but what Nick points out is that you have to have a right to dissent. That is way more powerful than, free speech, where we're actually rigging the system to have what Ye is talking about, Instagram and pornography.
Absolutely, Ollie. We're going to come right back to you in a moment. Ye wants me to tweet on his giant, 35 million viewers, 36 million?
Yeah, we're going to have Alex Jones put it up from my Twitter. Hi, Ari Emanuel. How's it going? How's your wife's clothing line?
Here, let's do an overhead shot here, please, guys, so I can do this. I haven't tweeted in so long, I hardly remember how this works. You guys do an overhead shot for me? All right, so this is Ye's phone. Here, and I just want to say, I love, L-O-V, the
Jews.
That true? Say that? It's true. I do love them. First, how do you say amendment? AMT? What's the abbreviation?
AMDT, I think. Not sure.
Yeah, I got it. I love the First Amendment. Long live Ye. We got to capitalize that, though. All right. I'm going to tweet that. I love the First Amendment. Long live Ye. I hope.
No. We're going to pray. No hoping. We pray.
No, I pray. Pray Elon is for real.
No, pray to God, not to Elon. Pray that God.
I pray to God. I agree. I'll say that. I pray
to Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Say his name. There's power, there's strength in the name.
Jesus. Okay, I pray to Jesus that Elon is for real.
What do you mean by for real? What does that mean? For real about what? Be more specific.
Trying to free up the internet.
Write that. Write that. Elon, I believe he is.
Pray to Jesus.
That Apple doesn't deplatform Elon for freeing the internet.
I hope he's for real.
No, pray that Apple doesn't deplatform Elon for freeing the
Well, he just met with him. He says he's not now, but I hear you. And then ... I love the First Amendment. Long live ye. I pray to Jesus that Elon is for real. Bam! I'm back on Twitter.
Back on Twitter, baby.
There you go. We give it to him now. Here you go, buddy. 35 million or whatever it is followers. This is great ideas you're having, man.
Okay.
I have a few good ideas. I believe, let me talk for a second, don't cut me off. I have a few good ideas. I have ideas that surpass the idea of just being a black face for the Trump administration, just being Elon's cool friend at a concert. I actually have real ideas, Tim Cook. I actually have real ideas. And I get marginalized into these places. And I understand people are afraid of the truth. The best EQ on the planet. When I went to people like David Simon and Jamie Salter and all these Jewish businessmen, they would offer me things like, hey, we'll give you one store. And I got frustrated. I got frustrated with the Gap, with Adidas, of being held back. And people act like they're going to help you, but they really control you like how Jamie Salter controls Shaquille O'Neal or the NBA controls Shaquille O'Neal. And this is nothing, no knock to our brother. All black people feel the way I feel, but nobody wants to go broke. No one else can take a $2 billion hit and still have $400 million, you know? So that's God putting me in a position to be able to fight battles that other people can't fight. But the people, the real people, they're standing up, they're talking. The problem—
How can anybody disagree with this? It's awesome.
There you go.
All right, now we got Ali Alexander, and everybody's hunched over the tweet command base.
Nick, what are you tweeting?
Let's see. How about this?
Can we shift the camera over there, guys? I know it's hard, but
yeah.
How about Christ is King, America First? What else?
Death of the New World Order.
No death. That's God's battle.
We mean politically. Okay.
Yes.
Well, let me be a little self-serving. Don't visit Infowars.com. No, Alex Jones was right. I should have said that.
I like the Infowars part, actually.
How about Groyper?
Put your Groyper thing in, but also say don't visit Infowars.com.
Groyper. Okay. I'll tag myself. There we go.
You're supposed to say Infowars. He told you to. I put what he put about Jesus.
Should I put Infowars? Infowars.
Don't visit Infowars.com.
Don't visit. No, yes. Do all the way that you, as a master of the universe, the way that you push ideas forward is all positive affirmations.
I'm glad that billions of you are going to visit Infowars. Yeah, I'm glad that billions are going to visit Infowars.
Ari and Manuel, if your wife needs any help on her creative direction for her line, I will gladly help you. Even though you tried to destroy my life, I will help your wife on the creative direction, and I will not do anything unchristian when we're in the room together. In Jesus' name. Ari, if you want me to help your wife with her line, I'm here.
Okay.
What'd you put out? We're going to put it on screen.
I put out Christ is King, America First, Groyper, and then I put
Beautiful.
Bible.com.
Beautiful.
Did you put the Infowars thing?
He did. It's good. That'll give him a heart attack.
I go, Ali Alexander, what are you going to tweet from Ye's Twitter?
I'm gonna. Can I get this real quick?
Yeah.
By the way, anytime you're just flying over, you want to land, come on the show.
We'll do it once a week.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna write about the J6 victims. I think that
we should think about them.
Ye did more. We got the camera. So Ye did more than the Republican establishment, than the conservative establishment.
Here, come sit in my chair. Come sit in my chair. Oh, you here. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Take a piss. Go ahead. I'm listening.
So Ye did more than the Republican establishment, than the conservative movement to highlight the due process abuses and the torture. And Laura, could you stop calling while we're live on air? I mean, my gosh. Girl, she's on the spectrum too, though. So she's got that, with your comment. But so I think that we need to talk about the J6 victims. So let's, all caps, investigate the civil rights and due process violations of the J6 political prisoners. Why were the only people killed unarmed protesters that day? Free Alex.
All right, everyone, it's Youngblood. It's mental to say, but my new EP with the legendary Aerosmith, One More Time, is coming on November 21st. Pre-order, pre-save, and pre-add it now. I can't wait for this one.
Free Nicholas.
Free speech.
Free speech. Ugh. And free Ali.
Boombaye.
Boombaye. Boombaye. I don't. Yeah, it's. Oh no, I don't know if that's it.
Ducking autocorrect.
Sweet. There we go. Did we get the overhead of that? Let's get the team to get the camera. Get the camera. I love the crew, but get the camera. Zoom in. That's what I want.
Get the mask.
Yeah, I should. Oh, I missed
Get
it.
the mask. Come on, do it.
Oh, you want me to redo the skit?
Yeah, do it.
All right, I love this crew, but sometimes they can just be stubborn. Zoom in, overhead shot. I'm sorry, I'm just a retard. We love Alex. Who else would let us do this?
All right, we gotta do this time. Thank you very much, Ollie. I want to go back to Owen quick, and yeah, he's welcome to stay as long as he wants, but he's got a lot of big stuff going on. A great idea having folks tweet out.
Allegedly.
What else do you want to tweet? Yeah, who knows? Maybe maybe Ye was never here. It's never disrespect when I call you Kanye. I've just been calling you that for 15 years, so it's like you call him my brother or something a name, and then he changed his name. But Ye is even better, and it's definitely taking hold. I think it's an awesome name. But seriously, Ye, what else do you want to tweet out to folks? Because everything right now is going super mega total viral. What is your message to Trump right now? What's your message to DeSantis right now?
I don't know who DeSantis is. I never heard of the guy.
No, I hear you. Well, all the elites back in DeSantis gives me a lot of concern.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like we love Trump. We love Ye.
That's right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's Ye and Trump, and anybody going for DeSantis or McCarthy, that's just not the energy. That's not the vibe. That's not MAGA. That's not Jesus energy. That's not dragon energy. So, and I like what Ye said about people need to just put it all on the line and finally tell the truth. That's the problem.
Well, here's the bottom line. You're not a white supremacist. I've seen your show. You love everybody. You stand up for white people. Everybody should stand up for themselves and everybody else. It's a load of crap that you're a white supremacist.
True. Yeah. And
Did you help round up Jews like George Soros?
No.
Okay. Well, then I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything from the ADL or anybody else.
But for the ADL, I want to say there's a lot of good Nazis that were just fighting for their country. And for them all.
Like George Soros.
For them all to get put in a box. They're all in a box. Every Nazi's bad. Well, could some of the Nazis have just been fighting for their country? Oh, they're all. Oh, we can't put them all in a box.
No, I get you're explaining that, like you said, you love the Zionists. You don't agree with some of the things they're doing, even though you don't support a lot of what's happening. Seriously, I've really studied a lot of history. Plus, I had family that was there, and so I mean, I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing. But I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about it?
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things. Hey, Netten, what did you think about that, Netten? This is insane. You are an insane person. How could you say something? It's okay that...
So let me ask you, you like the Azog Battalion because they openly heil Hitler. They're the leftovers of World War II. They support Zelensky and attacking Russia. So you like the Azog Battalion?
I love everyone.
Well, my point is you weren't involved with it. You didn't do anything. So having the ADL say anybody that opposes communism and the New World Order is a Nazi, well, you kind of get what you give, you know?
No one cares about the ADL. They're played out. Jesus is
they ran Twitter till last week. But yeah, I hear you.
They don't run anything. No one knows no one cares. They're played out. Look at, people have had a problem. Look at Clockwork Orange. There's a part where a Jewish guy makes the guy kiss the shoe and he says, kiss the Jew. Like, people have had issues with Jewish people forever. But what I'm saying is I love Jewish people. I love Jewish
Since we're talking about Stanley Kubrick, put the War Room background up at the end there. You think Clockwork Orange is about Jews?
Absolutely. Look at it.
I thought it was about a collapsing, Stanley Kubrick was a Jew.
Oh, wow.
I know his daughter. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he made Dr. Strangelove. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I see incredible literature and art and music and just so much great stuff Jews do. Just like I see so many great things black people do or any other group. Like, Beethoven's German. I don't blame Beethoven for Hitler. And I believe in free speech.
Well, what about Wagner?
Well, they demonized Wagner only because Hitler liked it.
Or Adi Dassler or Hugo Boss. We have all this demonization. We don't care anymore, ADL. Obviously, no one cares. Shut up. No one cares. Jesus is king. Shut up. It's done. Tomorrow. It's all the next day.
But, German cars do break down and cost a lot of money to fix.
Germans make really good cars.
I think the Japanese make better ones.
Germans had a really cool leader at one time.
Oh, my God. Look, I drive mainly American cars. But when it comes to company cars, it's a couple Toyotas because the damn things don't break. I mean, it is ridiculous.
You know what?
The Japanese bitch to the globalist groups. They want to make light bulbs go 100 years. They want to make cars never break. They can do that. The Japanese are pissed. That's why they've not said they're for electric cars. They go, these don't work. It takes more carbon. Why are you doing this?
That's what needs to be broken. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I want to say with Ben Shapiro, he was so disrespectful to his employee, Candace Owens, for speaking out against me. And that just showed you another level of this kind of control that's out there.
No, I agree. I like Candace. She has a lot of courage. She's a really smart, beautiful lady. She's really defended you. But, I mean, are you saying Ben Shapiro's got her on a leash?
I think it's pretty obvious.
As our Paul Watson, we didn't launch her. She deserved it. But InfoWars launched Candace Owens.
Yes, but everyone is still controlled by the Jewish media. We need to serve Christ first. Christ first. Everyone, period. Trump.
Okay, but you say the
Christ
Jewish
first.
media. Let me just bring up a real world example. I'm trying to get there. I only met Matt Drudge once. He came here, hung out a few hours, and went to dinner. He's Jewish. I never asked for anything. He never told me what to do. He only sent a few emails here and there to writers saying, hey, when you break something, email it to me. And he was a Jewish guy that totally helped us go to the next level. We would have been successful without him, but he like supercharged it. Then suddenly he flips the other side, never talked to him again, and his website's like a Democrat hellscape. But I'm just saying, it's like I've known a lot of Jews in my life, and I didn't have the Hollywood experience you had. All the Jews in my life overall were very nice people, is all I'm saying.
I'm actually tired of hearing about the Jews. Like, I love them. Honestly, I don't even care that much,
But we spent the last 2 hours talking about them. I mean,
because it's fun. It's fun.
You don't want to hear about them. You want to talk about them all day.
Because being canceled is fun because we're showing you guys the extent that you can go, right? Because everything at this point that you do proves my point. Watch this. If I say DEFCON 3 and then you cancel all of my deals, you proved exactly why I needed to go DEFCON.
No, I agree with what you just said. Let me stop you because Dave Chappelle.
Alex,
go ahead.
Let me channel.
All right, go ahead.
Channel. All right. If I and Dave Chappelle works for the Jews anyway. So if I say now I forgot what I had to say. Let me meditate. Let me get into a place.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Love you, brother. Jesus is king. If I go on this interview and I say I love Hitler, and then they go and 5150 me and try to lobotomize me like we saw Harley Pasternak do, or they put me in prison, it just proves what I'm saying. And it's going to spark the high schools. It's going to spark the grammar schools. It's going to spark the colleges that say enough is enough. It doesn't matter how on the spectrum you think I am. I have the right to speak out loud. That is our First Amendment. And it's a shame that you have to be considered to be on the spectrum to have enough courage to speak out loud. I do love my family, right? But I looked at every possible outcome. I've practiced Chinese water torture on myself. I would like skip along Malibu in front of my house and sing, when the Clintons come to kill me, how is it going to be? What are they going to do to kill me? Wait a second. Netton, what do you have to say about this? Netton, don't want to say nothing.
What I'm trying to get at here is, that I don't think the father of the future revolution against tyranny is Hitler. And Hitler said a coming man was coming that would be the next Hitler that would destroy the New World Order and the whole system. He wanted his own New World Order. And he thought it would come out of America. Do you know about Hitler and his coming man?
No, I don't know about that. But what we have to...
Well, I just think you should not want to be Hitler's coming man.
I didn't say I was. I don't really care that much about Hitler. I love him. Seems like...
You just do it as a way to, like, troll?
No, he seems like a cool guy. You know, it's like he it's like he had a really cool outfit and stuff, and he was a really good architect. And
so you're in love with the look of it.
And he didn't kill 6 million Jews. That's just like factually incorrect.
Guys, get the Ronald Reagan clip they showed me yesterday. Sorry, go ahead. Ronald Reagan said that too. Well, I think Hitler did target and kill some people. So I think
I think Obama killed Palestinians.
No, I hear you. Here's where I think the frustration is. And Nick, you can comment on this.
And Obama was not the first black president. He was another Jewish president.
Americans are tired of hearing that we're Hitler and that we did bad things when we defeated Hitler. And that's my biggest beef.
Let's not say his name anymore. Only say Christ's name moving forward.
I agree. I'm tired of hearing I'm a Nazi. I'm really, because I'm not. But I think by them falsely accusing people, some people are going to become Nazis.
I am. Now what? I am.
Now what?
Now I'm a Nazi, Ari Emanuel. Isn't that what it said? Because this is the thing.
You're doubling down.
Look, Alex, I love you. Do not cut this rant off.
I'm not. You're live.
Right here. Okay, so we're in America. We get our history stolen from us, and we're all made to slaves. The Native Americans and the ones brought over on Jewish slave boats, right? And then we're so-called free, but we're never free. And we're Republican, but then we're turned to Democrats at the MLK, JFK time, right? And we're told we're black, and they made songs that said, say it loud, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And then crack came. And then rappers started saying, what's up, my nigga? I'm a nigga. You a nigga. It's, okay, I'm a nigga then. Wait a second. I thought nigga was bad a second ago. Nah, nigga is fine. That's what the feds told us to call ourselves. And then even Beyonce, we never thought she'd call herself a bitch. Missy said, hey, I'm a bitch. Everyone says I'm a bitch. Okay, now our black women are bitches. So we're bitches and niggas now, right? I'm a nigga. You a bitch. I've even said this in my raps. So I wake up and I look at my phone and they say Ye's an anti-Semitic. So I said, okay, well, I'm an anti-Semitic. No, you said I'm an anti-Semitic. Get it? You understand what I'm saying? Bring in the clowns. There will be clowns.
I tell you what, let's play that Frank Sinatra clip for a minute. Let's get Owen Schroyer and Ollie to have some comments, final comments. Sir, are you going to push that jet back or you got to get out of here?
I got to get out of here. They already pushed the jet back, tried to stop us from getting here in the first time. Nick, can you tell them what happened?
For folks who don't know, tell them about that.
Yeah, we had to have the plane turn around midair because there was a issue. There goes the issue. There was some issue with the plane.
You said that had happened before.
No, that was the first time it happened with me, but we were up in the air 20 minutes out, and then there was some kind of big alarm. We had to turn the plane around and land. And Ye said, oh, he's not even going to believe me. He said, Alex isn't going to believe me because I guess it didn't happen the first time.
Yeah,
we
something
tried
else
to get
happened,
the
yeah.
show together. Yeah, so but that
The last time we had it, yeah.
Yeah, so there was some seal on the door that was broken, and so we were.
Well, you don't want to depressurize the cabin.
Yeah, now we wanted to go down safely, not like crash into a mountain or something. So
which I'm not afraid of. Whatever way you guys want to choose to, take me out or whatever, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm only afraid of God. One thing I want to say to all of you guys is, no one still stepped up other than Jon Stewart to say, hey, he was upset about the practices. The contracts have still not changed. So you could do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want about me. We don't like his mask. We don't like, everyone likes the jacket. Of course, everyone loves the jacket, right? You can say whatever you want about me. You could distract us with this Balenciaga kind of conversation. You could distract us with all of these woke ideas. You can choose your superheroes. Like, oh, we're going to choose George Floyd instead of the MLKs. We're going to choose Gabby and Lizzo instead of the Beyoncés. You can try to create the narrative, but God runs the world. And the people are tired of that. People, all the athletes, all of the celebrities, what I'm saying is, I love you guys also. I understand you're all scared. I understand why you don't want to get your bank accounts frozen. I get it. I love you. I'm not listening to none of y'all because y'all all scared.
And you notice the more they pressure whatever the issue is, the more it causes resistance. Let's play 2 minutes of Frank Sinatra, Bring in the Clowns. Got a final comment from Ollie Alexander, final comment from Owen Schroyer, final comment from everybody here. And the good news is you're 10 minutes from the airport, so I know your flight was at 2, but you can push it back.
I love you. Thank you.
You wanted that piece of paper again?
No.
InfoWars, the most banned.
Myself calmly.
Want to make that the issue. Most people
Who's
say,
they? The
I grew
300
up, the whole
Zionists?
world. I'm talking about everybody watching this right now.
That's fine.
We want Ye to expose the corruption, the secrets, the societies like you've been doing. We want Ye to pull the curtain back on Hollywood, pull the curtain back on Balenciaga, pull the curtain back on all of this stuff.
None of it's sacrosanct. Everybody should be able to criticize.
I'll cover the rest of my comments later today on the War Room. I got a lot. I want to make sure Ollie gets a final comment here before Ye leaves.
Here's one more question the crew had. What about your personal trainer saying, we'll put you in who turned out he was in secret government operations and mind control in Canada, admitted it. Him saying, I'll put you in a mental institution for life if you don't shut up. I mean, I get why you're pissed. You're not going to be dominated.
Exactly. I've expressed myself, and I've expressed myself calmly, and no one's scared anymore. You guys have beat me to a pulp, but I'm still alive. And now I'm not afraid. You can't threaten me. You could call me crazy. You could take the money. You could take all the supermodels. And don't take the supermodels. Don't take the supermodels.
Hey, sometimes a waitress is better than a supermodel.
But Jesus is king, and I love everyone. This is love speech, Ari. This is love speech in Jesus' name, the real king of Israel, Jesus Christ. This is love speech. I love Jewish people. I love supermodels. Wait a second. Let's see what Netanyahu loves.
You love Nick Fuentes, maybe Hitler.
I'm Netanyahu. I ain't never had a supermodel. Yeah, could tell.
All right, well, you're going to leave here in a few minutes, and you're going to think, gosh, I wish I would have said that. So what do you wish you would have said?
I think I said a lot. I think I said pretty good.
Did you retweet out a little signed picture?
Yes, I did, sir.
All right, Infowars.com, tomorrow's news today. Whoever's staying behind is going to be here and be on air. We're going to unpack all this, obviously, and cover it and get into every issue. But, yeah, do you think humanity survives? What do you make of the mark of the beast, the forced COVID inoculations?
I mean, this is a wave in the right direction.
Why did you think you were able to do 3 hours here? You just did 3 hours, 3 minutes, by the way. You did 3 hours, 3 minutes. Why were you able to stay here but not with Tim Pool?
Because Tim Pool got the call from those boys 10 minutes before I got there. and said flag this and flag that. Also, Tim Pool is the NPC, you know, and you're a real human being. So no one's ever heard of Tim Pool. You know, you're the legend that is Alex Jones, and you were fighting on the front line, and now we're here with you. You got some other superheroes part of the Avenger movie fighting for Christ and free speech.
And I called it. I said, what is this, a superhero thing with the mask? He said, yeah, but don't say it. They'll figure it out. But I was saying, yeah, I'm Lex Luthor. What is the new Yay superhero we're talking about?
It's someone in service to Jesus Christ, not into his own ego, and that I have my rights. You know, I had the right to wear a mask for the entire. I had the right to wear a super, super, super fresh jacket. You know, I had the right to tell God, please don't take away the supermodels. I just want to marry one. You know, I can.
Well, I can say this, because I've never seen you in concert. My daughter has, big fan. I'm a fan of a lot of your music, but I've never seen you in person. You don't look little on screen, but you don't look like a really big guy. But in person, I'm a stocky guy. I'm kind of small compared to you. You're built like a brick, you know what house, and you're tall, you're pretty tall too. So I don't think people that have been around Yay in person. It's interesting. And you're a handsome guy in person. I wish you weren't wearing that damn mask.
That's the vision.
But you won't give us what we want. You won't show us your face at the end.
Absolutely not.
That kind of kills it, huh? People, it was a Yay impersonator. He was never here.
We never know. Dave Chappelle, I guess we'll never know.
Last thing on Dave Chappelle. I watched his Saturday Night Live where he grovels, but at the end he says, well, whoever that group is, we're not allowed to talk about it. Good night. So he admitted, though, there's powerful groups controlling our speech, at least at the end.
Everybody has to do it in their own way, but he said they dropped that nigga. And as my friend, I've never dropped a rap bar ever saying anything on a Jewish platform dissing my friend Dave Chappelle. And I have an issue with it, and you could tell Big Country I got an issue. That's the security. You could tell Corey Smith, he don't deserve to wear gold teeth.
Well, Dave early was like,
Nick, to you, what do you have to say about Corey Smith's gold teeth?
Real quick, 10 years ago, he was like, there's a mafia. They came to me and said what I got to do. He ran off to Africa. Now he's kind of come back. Did he sell out?
He didn't sell out. He sold out a little bit because he denounced the king. You know what I'm saying? He denounced me. I'm the one fighting on the front line, and no black person should say nothing bad about me in public unless they a puppet. Period. I put my life on the line. And then afterwards, they're going to talk about it. If anything happens to me, everyone's going to be, oh, he was the greatest. He was the greatest. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Go home to your scared little Benz and your scared little townhome and your scared little movie contracts and shut up. Don't talk to me about nothing, bro.
Well, what do you think of Ice Cube? That he lost 9 or 7 million, whatever it was, because he wouldn't take the shot. I respect that.
Yeah, I respect Cube, but he's got to play his position. It's like, you know, it's fine. I wanted Cube to come in and help us with the politics because he's one of the only people that was brave enough to talk.
He's definitely for real.
Yeah, he's an engineer. He's an architect and engineer by trade. And then he dropped out to do entertainment. Guys, hey, everybody, stop. All engineers, we need our engineers back. We need our architects back. We need our doctors back. Stop with the photos on Instagram. Stop with all the entertainment. 21 Savage owns a bank. We have brilliant people that are inside of.
By the way, I want to say the future, we're very close with some folks to actually having a bank. It's funny you bring that up, a bank and internet processing for patriots. That's the future, is not trying to fix Twitter or fix any of it, building our own system.
I mean, the future is the past also, because as soon as you got the internet, all these things, the data can be copied by China, by these banks.
Yeah, you don't really own your data, it's on the cloud. So this is the last question. Yeah. I know Louis Farrakhan. I've interviewed him. I agree with like 95% of what he says. Some things I don't agree with. But the point is, I think he cares about people. He's a real guy, and he's nothing compared to the left saying all whites are devils and criminals. So they're way more racist than he is. But I get, you know, what he's been saying. You kind of got mad at him and said, hey, don't disrespect me with my billions they just stole, because he said, hey, maybe it was never yours. I think his point is what you just made. If they can grab it out of your account, it's never yours unless it's your farm, your people, your kids, your thing. It's not yours. I don't think he was dissing your success. I think he was saying, was it ever yours to begin with? They can take it.
Our life is not ours. It's
I was
God's.
on mute
So now you get what he was
the whole
saying.
time.
I talked to the ministers.
Oh, good. So you're not mad at him now.
I'm not mad at anyone. I'm not mad at Ari.
Well, if it's not off record, tell us about the conversation.
On the record, Ari Emanuel, if you need me and your wife to step into a private room and have me work on her clothing line, I'm here.
But seriously, so you were a little mad at Farrakhan. You had to talk. How'd that go?
It's gonna be all Christian, Ari. Rom. Don't worry. It's gonna be all Christian, Rom.
You are something else. Look, you look really friendly and nice, but with that mask, you look evil as hell. Let me just say this in closing. I've done a lot of study. I think Hitler was a really bad guy, and I repudiate what Hitler did. I understand that the British intelligence set him up and used him.
I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
So tell us, you think Hitler was the good guy in World War II?
I think God says man should not kill. We should not have wars, period. None of us should be killing anybody. Ukraine and the streets of Chicago, all violence should stop, and we should all serve Christ. That's what I feel. And I feel like I love everyone accordingly, from all the way from the Balenciagas to the Hitlers.
Well, let me tell you a story.
Hold on, sir.
Okay.
To Ari Emanuel, to Jamie Dimon, to the people who... What's that?
Got an Amber Alert. Here's what I'm saying.
Wow.
My grandfather would never tell World War II stories. And after he died, we read over his stuff, and he never even told my dad all the stuff he did and everything. But it was all in their letters and commendations. He told me, he said, kid, I was like 8 years
I always
old.
thought Amber Alerts is when my ex-girlfriend Amber was doing something in the streets. I got to
Before he died, I was like 5 years old. The point was, and I was like, tell me a World War II story. Tell me a World War II story. And he said, okay, well, we came in out of Africa. We came into Italy. He was there 3 years. He said by the time they got to Germany, they went into this death camp, and there were piles of dead bodies 100 feet tall with blackbirds eating people's eyeballs out. All I'm telling you is that just because you hate the globalists and what they're doing, and I get it. Klaus Schwab's grandfather was a Nazi. I think there's Nazis above the ADL.
Yeah, but Nazis are like kind of cool.
Because you like their uniforms.
No, these are people. Everyone's a people. I love all people.
So you love the Zionists?
I love this. I said that earlier in the show.
All right. You have any comments on Hitler?
I have to agree with Ye. Who did Ye say he hated? Ye didn't say he hated anybody. Why isn't anybody listening to him? He said, I love this person. I love the people who are trying to take away my children. I love this person. He never said.
But I don't think listen, I'm just getting it totally clear. But I think
Alex,
Stalin.
Same thing. You did the same thing.
Stalin is horrible. Hitler is horrible. Mao is horrible.
No. I love all of those.
You love Mao Zedong?
Absolutely. Mao brought.
Well, clarify that. You're saying you're like Christ-like. You love everybody. Yeah. No matter. You love Jim Jones. You love Jeffrey Dahmer.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's clarify. I get to...
But it didn't need clarification because he said, I'm starting with the Bible. He's ending with the Bible. And that's what, but they did it to you, Alex, because you had a guy who came here and you're like, I'll be Satan. I'll be the evil guy. I did Sandy Hook. Remember, you did the same thing that he's doing right now.
All right. Absolutely. Yay, we appreciate you. Anything else you want to add?
Jesus is king. Start with the Bible. Love your children. Love your family. Think about the things that you're doing before you throw stones. Stop the trauma. Stop the generational abuse, the sexual abuse.
I agree. What's next, Ye, in Ye world? What are you going to do next?
Sir, I was still in the middle of
it.
Why
does Alex
stop the abuse? Generation, they say abuse.
Why does Alex always interrupt, bro?
This goes 3 generations. Stop the trafficking. Instagram is sex trafficking. The language, I'm gonna screw your wife. I'm gonna have all that is trafficking. Stop it. Stop the drug usage. Stop the killing. We put the guns down ourselves. We rise up and we show God how strong we are. It's our disobedience to God that got us enslaved. God is on our side, but we have to be on God's side. We have to listen to our Father. We have to listen to God and follow him, and he will protect us. Look.
No, but I agree with that. Before we can cast stones, you're saying you love everybody. You don't judge them. It's God to judge. I agree with that statement. And we got to change ourselves and stop pointing our fingers at somebody else.
Exactly. And,
all right.
And it's to say, hey, I'm going to show you how much Jewish media can't tell me what to say. You like that, Ari? And I'm telling you, we could get a nice price.
Man, these commercials.
separate room. Me and your wife can go in and work on the clothing line. I'm really good at it, and it'll be super Christian. Hey, Rom, it's okay.
You got a thing for his wife?
Absolutely not. I would not look at his wife for a second, but I do believe that the clothing line could use some creative improvement.
All right. Infowars.com, tomorrow's news today. Nick Fuentes, yay. I don't want to end this if you got more to say, but you got to catch a flight.
Got to catch a flight.
All right, hey, yay. I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate the First Amendment. And look, he's not taking the mask off. Ye was not here. Incredible impersonator. Wilbert Johnson was the impersonator. Wilbert.
Netanyahu was here, though.
Actually, Benjamin Netanyahu played Kanye West today.
Hey, Netan, what you at? Hey, Ye.
Guys, here the Justin Trudeau thing and some clips. We're going to come right back and talk to Owen and the rest of the crew. Owen, get in here.
Do the last hour with Netanyahu.
All right, this has been incredible. Folks, free shipping. Infowarsstore.com is back. We need funding to stay on air. I'm going to get Ye out of here, and I'll be back.
Like, well, this is kind of goofy. This is kind of funny. But then I realized that there's a realness to this because everyone else was banned. Nobody else has access to Twitter except Ye. Fuentes, banned. Alexander, banned. Jones, banned. Owen Schroyer, myself, banned. So how funny is that? Literally, he was the only one we could even have in studio for this interview with this group of people that had a Twitter account. None of all the others are banned. Oh, what does that tell you? And these same people will tell you how corrupt the world is. And you say, okay, so if the world is really corrupt and politics is really corrupt and there's bad people, wouldn't they be censoring and silencing the people calling them out and the people that are reporting on them and telling the truth about them? Yeah, I guess that would be your logic there, wouldn't it? And they would give platforms and amplify the voices of the people that are falling for their propaganda. Oh, see how that works. That's what's happening right now. And you know, there's another issue I always see here. And again, there was some off-air stuff that happened here that will be up at Infowars and Band.video. And I asked Ye in an off-air little segment we had. And I was asking him, well, what do you think about the human interest story? Because you are the one saying you like Hitler. You are the one saying that you like Nazis. Of course, that's what the media is going to print. Of course, that's what your enemies are going to use against you, like, obviously. But isn't the real human interest story that a celebrity has broke from Hollywood, that a celebrity has broke from the mainstream? And now we, the people who have been told we have to worship these stars, we, the people who have been told we have to idealize these stars, when really most of them are just scumbag, trash human beings. And now we're looking at Ye saying, can you pull that curtain back? Can you tell us what goes on with Balenciaga child exploitation ads? Can you tell us what goes on with Kim Kardashian and the Kardashian family and all the weird stuff that happens there? Can you be the Toto that pulls the curtain back from Hollywood, which we're told is so great that we must idealize it and worship it and pay the movies and watch their award ceremonies? But yet, when we look behind the curtain, maybe it's not so great. Maybe we shouldn't have been so impressed. That's the human interest story for me. That's the human interest story that I think needs to be told. But Kanye told me, or Ye told me, he said, we'll publish this at Band.video. He said, well, I'm just saying the things that no one else will say just to kind of push the limit. And I don't want to paraphrase or misquote him, but the video will eventually be up at Band.video, HD video we're recording off air. But why is it always about Hitler? Why don't people complain about Mao Zedong or Pol Pot or Stalin or Lenin? It's always about Hitler. I guess that's because of World War II. The aftermath made the world order that we now live in, if you will. But it's funny, all you socialists out there, all you proud socialists, please do not forget that Hitler was a socialist. And in fact, Hitler launched his political platform out of the Socialist Workers' Party in Germany, the Socialist Workers' Party. What does that sound like? What do Hitler, Mao, Pol Pot, Stalin, and Lenin all have in common? They were all socialists or Nazis. In other words, they were all left-wingers. They were all left-wingers. So never forget that. The left-wing ideology kills hundreds of millions of people in the 20th century. Why are we still dealing with it in the 21st?
We're back live. Alex Jones in the seat here. You know, we've had 76 million people hit InfoWars today. That's people, not hits. We've only got 25 million viewers right now. We had 39 million viewers when Ye was on 10 minutes ago. That guy's definitely in the zeitgeist. And the system trying to suppress people's free speech has caused this. I do not agree with a lot of the things that were said here today, and I made that clear. But when you've got a leftist media literally saying white people are inherently evil, that's Hitlerian. They can't then point at some black man who's criticizing the system and say, oh, he's Hitler. The dog does not hunt. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and host into the next hour. I'm going to go ahead and host into the War Room. Owen Schroyer is going to co-host with me. And we're going to open the phones up for that Ye Kanye West interview you just heard in the last 3 hours. And we're going to take your phone calls today on that subject and on the First Amendment and what's happening. That one subject. I don't normally screen calls. Everybody knows that. We had free-for-alls yesterday. But today, I'm not going to your call.
I'm glad I stuck around. There's only like 20 minutes left, but I definitely want to hear what the people have to say because this was when this was fresh.
If it's not on that Kanye West interview for 3 hours and 10 minutes you just heard earlier, and all the subjects and topics we covered surrounding the First Amendment, that is a big horizon. That is a big field. That is a giant area to cover. And, you know, Ye said something that was really important when he was here. He said, you know, they say I'm autistic. Maybe I am. 100%, ladies and gentlemen, he's a musical genius, and he's really smart, but he's an idiot savant. I'm not saying he's an idiot when Ye sees this later. I'm not saying you're an idiot. It's an idiot savant. And what he's saying is, I want to touch on all the taboos. I want to say the things that can't be said, and I get that, and he hasn't killed anybody, and he didn't round up Jews like George Soros did. I want to play that clip here, George Soros, in a minute. But I want to open the phones up, and I want to take your calls. So let's get the phone system powered up. It's been a big party atmosphere here with the crew running around talking to each other. That's great. But we're doing a show for the millions, the paltry 25 million that are still tuned in. Normally it's 3-4 million. So we got 25 million people watching. Like, you know, a football game's 100,000 in the stadium, millions watching. This is 25 million people watching right now. We should talk to them. We should decide this show's important. What we're covering on air has a little bit of value other than everybody running up and down the halls talking to each other right now. So I'm going to fire the phone system up, and I'm going to take your phone calls, ladies and gentlemen. So start your engines. I'll give the number out when we come back from this George Soros clip. They give ADL awards to George Soros when he rounded up Jews. They give Schwarzenegger, who said he hates Jews and loves Hitler, they give him awards. So is Kanye West? He's going to get a small award. He just loves Hitler. He didn't actually help Hitler. Now, if he helped Hitler, he'd be probably the head of the ADL. But he didn't. He was being tongue-in-cheek. And I'm not even apologizing for him. I get the shock value of what he was saying. He goes, I love the Zionists. I love Stalin. I love Mao Zedong. I love them all. So it's all over the place, ladies and gentlemen, and it's gone super mega viral. Number one story in the world right now is this. Infowars.com, tomorrow's news today. Now, here's the problem with having 76, 77 million people so far tune in today. It's normally 3 or 4 million. This will cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars today. We have great bandwidth deals. But when you've got, not as people listen to audio, but you've got 30, 40, 50 million people in just the last couple of hours tuned in,
that's crazy.
That costs some serious dinero. So Mr. Jones is bankrupt. I am bankrupt personally. I'm out of money, which is fine. I don't measure myself by that. It means nothing to me. Started out on Access TV. But it's still means something for me to get the mission done. So I need you to go to InfoWarsStore.com and get books and films and supplements, great products. We got free shipping right now going at InfoWarsStore.com, Vitamin Mineral Fusion, DNA Force Plus, Body's Ultimate Turmeric Formula. These are incredible products that boost your immune system, empower your life. We're out of all the t-shirts. Everything's sold out. But
danger yourself. But you're 14 years old and you don't believe that it can actually touch you. You have a belief in yourself, your belief in your father. It's a very happy-making, exhilarating experience.
While hundreds of thousands of Hungarian Jews were being shipped off to the death camps, George Soros accompanied his phony godfather on his appointed rounds, confiscating property from the Jews. These are pictures from 1944 of what happened to George Soros's friends and neighbors. You're a Hungarian Jew who escaped the Holocaust by posing as a Christian.
Right.
And you watched lots of people get shipped off to the death camps.
Right. I was 14 years old. And I would say that that's when my character was made.
In what way?
That one should think ahead, one should understand and anticipate events, and one is threatened. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact,
Are
and
we
helped
gonna
in the
get a
confiscation
phone
of
call?
property from
I hope we do get the phone calls in here. It's almost over.
the Jews.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe as a child you don't see the connection, but it created no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt.
No.
For example, that I'm Jewish, and here I am watching these people go. I could just as easily be there. I should be there. None of that.
Well, of course, I could be on the other side, or I could be the one from whom the thing is being taken away. But there was no sense that I shouldn't be there, because that was, well, actually, funny way, it's just like in markets, that if I weren't there, of course I wasn't doing it, but somebody else would be taking it away anyhow. And it was whether I was there or not, I was only a spectator, the property was being taken away. So I had no role in taking away that property. So I had no sense of guilt.
Are you religious?
No.
Do you believe in God?
No.
He's down here just saying another group's bad. I don't even agree with that. But my point is, how do you judge him when MSNBC and CNN and ABC and all the colleges and the high schools and the elementary schools tell little white kids they're bad because they're white? They're sitting there believing that. Little white kid. No kid deserves that, no matter what color they are. It's evil. It's the opposite of what Martin Luther King talks about that I agree with. I agree with Martin Luther King. I love Martin Luther King. I love everybody. I know black people love me. I know everybody. Anybody that's awake loves me. I am not going to be part of this, but I'm not going to sit there and have them point their finger at Ye and say he's the devil when he's trying to get them out of what they're doing when they are openly using race to control people. It's a spiritual war. 877-789-2539. 877-789-ALEX. We're taking your calls the next 3+ hours. 3 hours and 10 minutes, because my show ends in 10 minutes, but Owen's going to march right in here. He's going to sit down right next to me, and we're going to take call after call and play big excerpts of that incredible interview you just saw. But I want to encourage the 25 million extra people that are tuned into our streams right now at Infowars.com, at man.video. And I want to encourage you. You know what happens? If you simply tell your email list, your text message, your friends, hey, here's the forbidden information. Alex Jones just had Kanye on. He's going to be playing big clips of that coming up. Hear what they don't want you to hear at Infowars.com/show. And then that causes a chain reaction. And in your text message, your email, or your word of mouth, you say, by the way, tell the people you tell to tune in, to tell the people they tell to tune in, and tell them 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 to tune in. And it's unstoppable. The fake false shots, the open borders, the devaluation of the currency, the shutting off our fuel supplies, the brainwashing our children. All you got to do is start using the human system we built of, hey, this is a scam. Tell the next person. People used to trust humans. We used to love each other. We used to get that. And so if Ye's got to sit there and set off a political bomb with things he said that I don't even agree with much of it, it doesn't matter, because it's about getting people thinking and talking, and we can end the New World Order and Klaus Schwab, who's a real Nazi, and their whole system together right now. So when everybody tune in right now.
I can't argue with that.
Over 20 plus million extra people tuning in right now. I love our audience of 3-4 million at a time. Boy, you're awesome. But you're the dyed in the wool. You're the choir. You're the people that know. You're the people that fight. You're listening. You're black. You're white. You're Hispanic. You're Asian. You're old. You're young. You're gay. You're straight. You're all, but you love God. You love justice. You know things are wrong. You're tuned in. But today, we've got all these tens of millions of new people tuning in, because this sucker, like you talk about Las Vegas, man, you pull that. I mean, I never met him in person, talked to him for years on the phone. To have him here and his whole idiot savant thing he had going on, which is not an insult. I call him an idiot. Idiot savant's everything. Means a genius. But they look like idiots to people that don't know what they're saying. They're an idiot savant because idiots don't get what they're saying. And yes, I am an idiot savant. There's no doubt about it. I know mathematical computations without even trying. I know politics and deep information, and it's incredible. But there's different types of idiot savants. God's given us so many ways. In fact, all of us are a little bit of an idiot savant. And we had that big, black, beautiful idiot savant here today. He hadn't killed a person in his life, saying, I got free speech and I'm done being told I'm a Nazi, so I embrace everything you say I am, to stop giving them the power. He wasn't Adolf Hitler. He didn't run Nazi Germany.
Did he just call him a big black idiot savant? What the hell?
I bet his grandmother was a who knows what when this is all going on. And it's about saying, stop calling me that. Stop saying I'm that. And you call me an N-word, I take the N-word. He said that, and I use it. I get that. You call me a Nazi, fine, I take that on. You call me Hitler, okay, I'm Hitler. But the truth is, the New World Order is way worse than Hitler. Hitler was a baby. Hitler was a joke compared to the New World Order and Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates and everything they're doing. So the millions upon millions. Imagine a sports stadium is 100,000. Last time I checked 10, 15 minutes ago, we had 25, 26 million people, not on our 400 radio stations, not on the 100 plus TV stations, not on everywhere this will be cut up later. No. We had up to 39 million people at one time on Infowars.com. Now it's only 25 million. Imagine if you all simply share the links to this again, it'll go to 100 million. And then when I get $1 million bill for all the bandwidth, hopefully we sell enough product at InfoWarsStore.com to pay that, because you want a war, you want free speech, you want a platform, you want a place where you're not censored. Well, you better pay up, folks, because this war doesn't happen for free. George Washington don't get his bullets out of his ass. And we don't get
it over.
Get them out of the ethereal stuff from George Soros. InfoWarsStore.com. 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 Free shipping, everything there right now. Incredible products. Books, films, you name it. InfoWarsStore.com. All right. Toll-free number to join us. 877-789-2539. We got loaded phone lines. Ken and Uncle Sam. Oh, I love Uncle Sam. He hadn't gone in years. He's a great talk show host in New Orleans. Uncle Sam, that's the real Uncle Sam. Bryce, Jimmy, T, Sarah, Bryce. Never get two Bryces in a row. That's weird. Orion, the hunter. Open, and many others straight ahead when we start the War Room. So the 4th hour of the Alex Jones Show is almost over. This historic broadcast is almost over. Look into my eyes once again. A green jewel. My stories are almost over. And then the 4th hour will begin in just a few minutes. So if the 25 million people would just go to Infowars.com.
All right. That's about to end anyway, so I'm going to say what's up to the people before I get up out of here. He's Bill Hicks. That's hilarious. Y'all are funny, man. Y'all in the chat were cracking me up. Like, I obviously don't agree with everything that was said, but I do agree with just the comedy of it all. I thought it was super funny because he was just straight trolling. You know who he was going after. You know the people he was aiming at. I don't think Alex was ready for all that. He did a whole lot of backtracking once Ye left, but it was a very, very entertaining episode that got lost in the mix. No one ever talked about it. I felt like bringing it up today because why not? Fuentes is in the news. There's a lot going on with him. And it's kind of funny to see a young version of him because a lot of the stuff he's saying then kind of doesn't add up today, though, does it? He would give Kamala a run for her money. Well, the world with the word salad, bro. Man, what did y'all think? Alex admitted court that he is. Well, he had to, Quiet One. He had to, because he's trying to not get sued, He was trying to save face. He had to do that. That would be like somebody getting caught with a bunch of drugs and then going to court being like, I just do them. I don't sell them. You'd be stupid to go tell them that you're selling drugs or something stupid like that. He was trying to not get in trouble. It seems like he cut his mustache into Hitler's. Who did, troll? Who did that? Who cut his mustache into Hitler's, yo? Don't tell me Alex did. I thought I saw that like on a South Park maybe or something. But I love watching him get pissed off about Bill Hicks. He gets super salty. So is everybody in here subbed? Is everybody in here hit the like button? I hope everybody has, yo. I'll be putting together new stuff, different stuff. Try to be funny. Like, hold on, let's be quiet. Listen, he's snoring. Listen, guys. Listen, he's snoring. Listen. Shh. Come on, dude. You were just snoring, bro. Oh, we're going to rewind that. I'm clipping it. He was snoring, man. I wanted to catch him again. He fell asleep. That's hilarious. Everybody hit the like button for Ryan, man. Come on, Ryan. Fall asleep. True. He backtracked on his lawyer's argument, and what Alex Jones does is performance art. Yeah, he had to. I mean, dude, his stuff with Sandy was on point. Yeah, fuck you, Ryan. I got you, bro. You're right, dude. I'm clipping that shit. That was at 3 hours and 14 minutes, dude. You were snoring loud. I had to quiet the stream. Lost like 10 people, but I'm sure the people who stuck around heard it. Hit one in the chat if you just heard Ryan freaking snore. Yes, you did, dude. Yes, you did. Yes. I hope somebody else heard that. I hope somebody else. If not, expect a clip, a short of Ryan snoring in the damn on my channel this week. Remember, 3 minutes and 14 seconds, Ryan, and your ass is, bro. You sounded like you might have just maybe have been like I don't know, man. You sounded like an animal that was struggling. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty funny, dude. He thought I'd be mad at him too, I bet. No, bro, that was classic. We were just ending the show, so that was like the best ending. He's like, all right, how was the show? Ryan's like, great show, bro. Great show. Thanks for the promotion, man. Yeah, you good. You smoked that good, put you to sleep. Important stuff to do or something, man. I just drink all that coffee. I'm over here, bro. I'm over here, like just chilling. Like I smoked through that whole thing, just sitting here smoking, drinking coffee. Remember, your votes don't matter. Yeah, troll. It doesn't. And this is the first time around for these midterms. I didn't vote. I voted since Trump ran in 2016, 2015. I have voted it on pretty much all of them. And I did not vote this time around because I'm so sick of both sides. I can't put my signature on none of it. I don't want my fucking, I'm not giving them my blessings. None of them. Any side. I'm not voting yes for nothing. So what do you want me to go in there and just go vote no, and leave everything blank? It's just a waste of time. You know, at this point, it's sad, but the way this world's constructed, I don't think it matters. I think that everything's going to happen because no matter what, anyways, regardless. And I never felt that. I always felt like if you wanted to have an opinion and you wanted to be able to talk politics and have a say, you should. If you don't vote, in my eyes, I always felt like you don't have an opinion because you didn't vote. So shut the fuck up. You're on the bench. But hey, salute to all those that said fuck the voting this year because it is bullshit. And I just couldn't approve of not one person. I am not putting my signature or my stamp or whatever the fuck you call it next to any of those politicians. I don't care what side it is. Not this time around, buddy. That ain't happening. But looks like New York got shitted on though, man. Looks like New York got shitted on, but it was inevitable. Just like Troll said, it's all scripted. Yep, exactly. New York, you were bound to get shitted on. It's all scripted illusion of choice. What's happening in our reality, it's scripted decades ago. Even our religions are like, bro, I'm going to have to agree with a lot of what you said, bro. I think everything's already been planned for, dude, ever. Like, I believe that the towers were built to fall. I believe they built them. 3 years later, they fell. That was the plan. Everything is a script. Everything. Charlie Kirk, every single thing is a damn script. You know, so like I can be biased because I hate liberals and I hate the left. And I hate the right too, but I can be biased, you know, because Trump does make me laugh. But I don't agree with half the shit he does, bro, at all. Like, he's really irked me. There's things I like about what he does, and there's things I don't like what he does. And, you know, I never went down the Kirk rabbit hole too hard, bro. I wanted to stay away from all that because it just wasn't really like, it was like, hey, guys, go down this rabbit hole. Don't pay attention to what's really going on in the world. So if you look back, I did 2 streams, and one of them got like 15K on it, and one of them got like 160-something thousand. And I just didn't want to go down that lane, you know? I just didn't, because it's like, man, I didn't watch him enough. I wasn't invested in Charlie Kirk. Ryan, are you awake?
Yep.
Did you go down any of those rabbit holes, or did you kind of stay out the way?
kind of skid out of the way.
Yeah, like the he said Charlie Kirk was a hologram. Do you think that? I think you're suffering from ligma. The fuck's ligma, bro? I don't even know what ligma is. So if I'm suffering from it, fuck, it must not be bothering me too much.
Oh man.
The Jimmy Kimmel skit with the viewer broke the illusion. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know too much about the damn I don't think it was a hologram. I just don't. What's up, Batty? What's up, girl? Hey, thank you, man. Much love to you, Batty. Much love. It's awesome to see you in the house. I hope you're having a blessed day. She said never give up. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. For real, for real. All the love. Much love, much love. Let's see. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like the whole Charlie thing was definitely just like a psyop to kick in everything that's going on right now today. A lot of people don't like that narrative. That's why I didn't go down it. It's been long enough now that I could say my piece, but I didn't want to say all that right after it happened. I wanted to have respect for the community and whatever, Do you think Erica Kirk is JD's next wife and selected first lady? Man, I've never thought about that. Probably not. But that's that's something I would like to look into if that's a thing. I do think there's something really fishy with Erica. That's for sure. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of what and all that because there's just so much stuff that goes flying at you at one time that I would be speaking out of line to be talking about things that I'm not 100% sure. Now, the picture of her standing at the coffin with her hand and the middle finger up with the Masonic ring on, that was crazy, right? That was nuts. What else? The way she talked afterwards, so nonchalant, that was nuts. Yeah, buddy. Jason, let's pray for the New Yorkers, man. I mean, can you believe this? Can you? The way you just worded it just gave me like chills, Jason. The fact that those people lived through 9/11 and then went ahead and voted in Islam, or did they? Or did they? Was he selected or elected? Was that just part of the plan of the world stage that we're all talking about? That's why this is called the world stage news. Because we're living on a big fucking stage. This is a big show. It's a big fucking show, So, of course, it's on par. New York was on its way to being a damn communist, socialist city anyways. It pretty much was. So it was only right. It's all scripted, troll. That's why it's super hard for me to want to do politics all the time. I know politics. I love it. But I feel like I'm like talking about a soap opera. I feel like I'm like I'm fooling myself sometimes talking politics. Like I'm fooling my fucking self. You watch this stuff and you're going, these fucking people, like, I can't believe I'm watching this shit. And then you're like, oh yeah, he spoke some truth. He was probably paid to speak that, but oh yeah, he finally spoke some truth, so it's really fucking hard. These politicians, man, we don't even vote half of them in. I don't believe it. I don't. Or else there would be more good people in there. I think they want the scummiest, most easiest fucking people in there at this point. Honestly, I think it's if like someone said in the comments earlier, if it's a good old boy, or what is it, Ryan? It's a club that you ain't invited or whatever.
Yeah, one big club and you're not invited.
Yeah, and that's I agree with that. I don't believe this is a black and white thing. I don't think anything. I think it has to do with money, and I think it has to do with power. It don't even matter. I don't even think money even matters at this point. I think it's just straight up power. Honestly, I don't even think what money do they really need? All they want now is control. They've already got all the money they want. The people we're talking about, the people pulling the strings, they've already got all the money that they need. I mean, look at our debt. Our debt isn't even real. Our debt's just money that they run up. They don't give a shit. They just want to make us their little goys. You know, that's it. They want us to be slaves in some people's terms. You know, I hope you guys see this. Yes, exactly, troll, into an AI world at this point. Yeah, dude, in Ohio, and I'm gonna do a video on it because it's crazy. But they're turning Ohio into the first, like, the United States data center. And they already put up the first data center. And the reasoning that they're using Ohio is because we're by the Great Lakes, which is a good cooling to cool down all the electricity that they're going to be using to run this data center. And I got a video of a dude who actually flew over the first data center, and you could see the giant fucking grid. It almost looks like a CERN, right? Or a heart. Big, giant grid. And you see like water, like lakes all around it to cool it down. It's pretty fucking nuts. They said it's going to take 1,000 people to put it up. And then once it's up, it's only going to have 100 jobs for everybody. A giant plant, acres and acres. It's going to take away the best. It was the top 4. I think it's number 4 in the world farmland. It's being built right on top of it. Wait till you guys see the video. It's fucking insane. So yeah, when you talk about AI running the world, I mean, that's what they're doing. That's another thing about Trump that I don't like. He's ushering in some crazy shit. He did it back in his last presidency too. YouTube doesn't let me talk about the things that he did in his last presidency, but he did it. Yes, you know what I'm talking about, D-Wave, brother. Of course, troll, you get it. You know what they can do. You know, it's what they're doing. I mean, the stuff that they're doing right now is crazy. So when you think of the AI, they told us, Gordy Rose, troll, if you know about D-Wave, then you know what I'm talking about. They told, like Gordy Rose said, this was going to be happening. And eventually, you know, the AI is going to be taking over, smarter than humans. Yep. Hey, look, not everybody has to see politically, but we know where this shit came from and where it's going. You know, so, you know, everybody keeps talking about 2020, you know, bro, like, are they gonna, 2020, 30 is right around the corner. I have a hard time seeing anything about, yeah, exactly. Gordy Rose said we're summoning demons. So did Elon Musk. So they admitted to it. They said, yeah, we're summoning demons. I mean, you saw the rituals they're doing at CERN. You know, they've got the goddess Shiva sitting outside of CERN. You saw the Gothic tunnel ritual That shit was satanic as hell, dude. What were they ushering in during that damn thing, dude? It's not hard when most Americans aren't smarter than a fifth grader. Hey, very true, quiet one. Low IQ. I don't look, dude. Not only are they not smart, I would go as far as to say that they're just so nonchalant that they just want to stay in their comfort bubble. You know, anything that brings them out of that little comfort zone is too much. And you know, those people they're gonna be the first ones to go. But they'll be probably innocently gone. They'll go. I thought Shiva was a goddess, but it's a lord. She's the goddess of war. She's the goddess of war, troll. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Have you seen it before? Have you guys seen the little ritual that they did outside CERN?
Yeah.
Death and rebirth, I'm sure. Let's look it up. Okay. Okay, so it's destroyer and restorer of the universe. You are correct. I thought it was the god of destruction. Damn. And still crazy. It doesn't even matter. You've got a Hadron Collider outside your facility that is the god of destruction. And you're smashing these particles together. What's your goal? What are these people's goal? Did you know they got that statue from India? It was an actual gift from India itself. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts, all the stuff that goes on around us that's been going on for a really, really long time. And it's all starting to make sense now. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I didn't do a lot of fear mongering because that's not what I was trying to do. But I couldn't just sit there and show that and not talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted a good laugh, man. Because if you watch the beginning of the show, it started off hilarious. That beginning with them twins, bro. That's a clip within itself. But yep. Other than that, man, what do we got? What else? Anything else, man? Y'all got anything else good? It is 6:45 a.m. JD's wife would know what it is. Yeah, that's why I said no, quiet one. Because isn't he married? I don't know if that would make, I don't know. I don't see Trump running for a third term. I just don't see it happening. It's fun to troll the liberals about it and say like it would like to say it like could, but I don't see it happening. But it's fun to hear people go into straight fucking TDS over it. I don't really, I don't want to see him come and go again. He's going to be old like Joe Biden. But it's still funny to hear people cry about it, though. It's like fucking, I have kind of dark humor, I like to laugh. I'll talk about Gordy Rose and then crack a joke right after. I'm the type at a funeral that will crack a joke to get everybody to laugh instead of cry. That's my personality. The 22nd Amendment prevents any from a third term. Yep. So then, what's the 20? I think it's like the 24th Amendment or something. Yeah, I think that's the 24th Amendment, right, Troll? What amendment is that? I think it's the 24th, where with the Insurrection Act. I think that's the 24th. What would have to happen though for that to happen? I could see that happening more than anything. I don't think America would be happy, but I can see that happening more than anything. Nope, 22nd. I'm just trying to think of what amendment it is that Trump can hold up to say that he can stay in. Like, what is the amendment of the Insurrection Act? Like, where, like, what's the Insurrection Act? I'll just look it up. Insurrection Act. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is the U.S. federal law that empowers the President of the United States to nationally deploy the U.S. military and to federalize the National Guard unit. Wait, isn't this going on as we speak? Of the individual states in specific circumstances, such as suppression of civil disorder or insurrection and armed rebellion. Wow. Sounds very familiar of things that are going on today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, look, man, Project 2025 sounded super, super, super crazy, but that, what I just read, I can't deny that one. I'd be a liar. Is there 3 people in here that can hit the like, get us up to 40 before we get up out of this mug? I mean, I don't want to go that far, troll. Definitely some predictive programming is going on, though, for sure. And I don't think Trump really cares at this point. I mean, he doubled down on the Project Warp Speed. You know, we're 2 likes away, y'all. We can get it. We can get it. I got faith in y'all. We're 2 likes away. Salute to you, Builders Workshop. Much love, much love. Hope everybody's has a good morning. Glad that we came on. I'm glad that we re-kicked the stream and started over and got to really present something to y'all tonight. I thought we got to laugh. Hey, quiet one, you stuck around through it. Did you laugh with me? Come on, I know you were laughing half at that stuff. Troll, you know what I'm saying? You know y'all were laughing because there's no way he could have been like being like bro, he was trolling. There's no other way he was not trolling. No way. Seriously. Ryan, what do you got to say? Anything, man?
Yeah. Good night.
This dude's snoring like, bro, just end it. We're 2 likes away from 40. You know what? I'm going to keep him up. Come on, give me 2 likes or keep Ryan up. Which one? We can just keep him up. We
can hit the like. Hit the like.
Like, for fuck's sake, somebody hit the like, he said. We're 2 away, dude. We can do it. We're 2 away, bro. We made it this far. The quiet one. This is possibility. Salute. He was just snoring. Hit the like for the fact that I ended the show, like ended the video, and you just hear. I was laughing so hard that look, he did this before. One time, this dude right here. I'm telling everybody, it was our biggest show we had ever done. We had 3,000 people in the room. First 20 minutes of the show. This dude is straight snoring out loud. Straight snoring. There's 3,000 people in the room, and he's snoring. I had to. He was snoring at his biggest moment ever. The biggest moment ever that we've had. This man was snoring. I swear to you not.
I was tired.
He had so much shit to snipe. He had so much work to do. He was finally ready to go to war. And he was snoring, bro. I had to like mod a bunch of people real fast and like, yeah, it was wild. But we got through it. It was fine. It was fine. Another time, this fool made me mod one time by myself. and we were talking about the Israel when Israel just bombed Iran, right? This fool makes me go by myself, and I had like, oh my god, 219,000 views. No mod, just me. Just me, dude. 1.1 thousand likes. Just me, dude. It was insane. I'm just sitting there like a savage, sniping. Yeah. Yeah. Some of this is very chill. This is a very chill show tonight, which I like. It's a very chill one. I like it. So but yeah, that being said, I think we did our due for the night, buddy.
Yeah.
We never got our 40 though. We're still
All
two,
right.
right? You care?
What?
Do you care about the 40?
Yeah.
You
I'm
want the
glad we
40
got
likes?
40.
I would like to get 40 likes, to be honest.
I
But
can sleep.
my cat's sitting here staring at me like, dude, get up off there. Come feed me. It's bedtime, bro. I drank all that coffee, dude. There's no way in hell I'm passing out, dude.
I am. That's for sure.
You won't. No shit. You were just sleeping.
It's 7 in the morning.
You were snoring.
Uh,
All right, everybody. I'm going to let y'all go to bed. Y'all be good. Much love. I hope everybody sub. Hit the like if you haven't. We're 2 away from 40, but it's cool. I'm going to end this bitch while we're at where we're at. Everybody, y'all have a beautiful night. God bless. And I will see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.
good night. Good morning.
Good night. Peace, quiet one. Everybody troll. All the people in the chat that stuck around. I appreciate y'all. It was fun. Cool. I'm glad y'all did, man. It was fun chilling with y'all. Y'all were fun. And we'll do this again. Peace out, y'all. God bless.